Let's see. Yeah. Do what
All
you
right.
gotta do.
I think we're good to go now. I think we're good. We look good over here. We're not going to do the intro again. There's no need for that.
Hey, yeah. Do your thing.
Yeah, so bad. I don't know what was going on. I had bad stream analytics. You know how this can go sometimes.
Yeah,
with,
dude. That's all good.
Yeah, absolutely. So there
Like
it
I
is.
said, how many IT guys does it take to change a light?
But the thing is that you see a problem, you recognize it, you fix it. It is what it is. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. We apologize. Let's get right back to it. I'm here. I can hear you guys. There we go. And we can see the comments too as well. So we had audio issues and we couldn't get in the comments to populate.
Good to see you, Miss Parker.
Thank you very much, Angela. How you doing? All right, let's get back. Let's just pick up where we left off at.
So,
All right,
I honestly forget what I was at.
You were going on a rant, which is fine.
That's
Dev's
me.
not here. You filling the space. That's the one thing with podcasts. You don't want dead air. So you just keep
Gotcha.
going there. It was good as I was fixing everything there. All right, so the week that was, you talked about yours. What's up, Pascal? I'm going to talk about mine too as well.
Okay, so I'm going to start off on Saturday again. So actually,
we already got that one.
already got that passed?
Yeah. I'll start off, then we'll just go from here.
Okay.
All right, so you saw everything was pop. What's up, Stacey? You saw everything was popping off recently with BNY. Shout out to one time for Commissioner Coates.
Yeah.
I just want to address this audio-wise too as well, is that, she made a post, about her endorsements. I reached out to her, said that, some of these endorsements, could be taken a second look at just based off the feedback with certain things. Pascal was there too as well, as far as the teachers union.
Pascal's already laughing.
Yeah, she was there. She was right there with me. As far as the teachers union, which teachers have not been very fond of. And Commissioner Coates was toting it like it was, the greatest thing in Charles County. So what's up, Amanda? So she goes back and forth. I invite her to the podcast. Essentially, she says that she's too busy to do anything else because she's working 25, 26 hours a day. I was like, well, ma'am, just based off the clock, that's impossible.
Absolutely.
Right? Not to mention, District 2 is one of the worst shapes of the county.
Yeah, they're forgotten. I got one of my volunteers, Miss Kobe. I don't know if you're watching, but Miss Kobe, one of the girls that work at the store with me, she's one of my volunteers. She lives right down there in those backwoods. And she said it was a big hole in the middle of the road going to her house. I don't know exactly where she lives. Never been to Kobe's house before. And they just started working on it. I mean, District 2 is just forgotten.
Yeah, and it's
horrible.
And there's a commissioner that's not really doing much for it either. I don't care the name recognition, the power she holds. There could be a lot more. Take a trip down to Nanjamoy. They could tell you all about it. But as far as that, then she straight up just blocked us. Just blocked us, me and Pascal, from her page. Angela, the western side is the redheaded stepchildren. There it is. And your commissioners are doing very much for it. So
I'll answer Pascal's question. I work at sales, Pascal. I'm not supposed to put my job out there. But I'll tell you privately, I just can't put it on live air.
That's fine.
You and I talk all the time privately, Pascal.
That's fine.
Anyone else on here, you guys can hit me on Facebook. Some things I may not answer here because I don't want it to, because it's going to be recorded. It's going to be on the internet forever. Anybody, some things will, I'll send you guys messages.
Before you go on your spill right there.
No, that was it. That was the end of it, Rick.
Okay. All right, let me finish this up. Don't hijack me.
Sorry, boss.
Yeah, you could. So at the end of the day, I invited her twice to come on the podcast. She invited me to her office to speak to her privately. Mm-hmm. What we do here is public. She's a public figure. If there's anything that's going to happen, it'll be done publicly. So
yeah,
I know she has a debate here pretty soon, next couple of weeks with Maddie and August.
That's if she shows up.
Yeah, and that's if she doesn't cancel it. So, I mean, who knows? But as far as she goes, I do believe that there needs to be a change in leadership. And I invite her here too as well. I invite her here once again for the third time. I invite her here
maybe third time's
to
a
have
charm,
the
Rich.
conversation.
Maybe third time's a charm.
Yeah, third time to ignore it. So that's that. I stand by everything that I posted, and I have no issues with what I did at all. And I'm pretty sure Pascal may feel the same as well. So that's that. All right, now that's out the way. That's not what we're here for tonight.
No, that's fine. I mean, that's actually comes into some of the things I'm talking about. You saw about an elected official, someone who already is in office. Okay. And like I said, one of my supporters, one of my volunteers lives in that district. I don't live in that district. I do plan to, between now and the 19th of next month, to go down to Nanjamoy to visit. I'm going to do a little bit of canvassing down there. That is a little bit of a difficult area to kind of get to and navigate, especially since I don't know the area. But anyway, getting to what I'm getting to, she's an elected official. I want to be an elected official, and I have an open door policy. And open doors like what me and Rick are doing right now, open door. And I don't know what's up with Commissioner Coates. I don't know the lady. I don't want to throw her under the bus, but I think actions.
I do.
I know you do, Rick, but actions speak louder than the words. And again, go back to my platform. I'm not going to go on a rant. Leadership through action. I don't see any action from Ms. Coates. That's it. That's all I got to say on that.
It's the lack of work.
Yeah, no action.
Yeah. we see the photo ops, we see the headlines in the news, but we're talking about legitimate work, and it's not being done. She won't even meet in front of a couple people to take questions from the community.
Now, as much as I trash BJ Bowling sometimes, I'll give Mr. Bowling credit. He does go out there and he does answer people's questions. And even though when some people are gunning for him, BJ does answer questions.
And that's one thing that of the 5 commissioners, you can give him the credit for that, at least. Because me and him, not so we had a back and forth, but I had questions. He answered it, and that was cool.
Him and I have, though, but that's a different story.
Yeah, you beefing with half the county, man. And you're running for clerk, too, as well. Why do you have so much trouble out here? What's going on?
Here's the deal. This is Joe Mank. Of course, Joseph Mank. I go by Joe Mank. This is my personality. Ever since I was a kid, it's been there is no middle road with Joe. There is no middle road. People either love me, or they either passionately love me, or they passionately hate me. Mm-hmm. And that's just the way it's been my whole life, no matter where I go. Go to Pennsylvania. Went to go do some work at Raven Rock. You may know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Again, 50-50 almost all the time. So half the county I get loves me, half hates me. I am me. And I'm 40 years old, just turned 40 last week. I know Rick had a birthday recently. So
One time for me, 34.
Yeah, enjoy the youth while you got it. I'm now officially over the hump. But my thing is this, is that you gotta be who you are. Don't hide who you are. Just be you.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm here. I know there's some people may come after me on this. I was a little worried about that. I'll adjust anything people got to say. But I'm going to be Joe Mank. I want to represent this county, and that's who I am.
You make it sound like the CIA's after you.
No, honestly, I did get 3 hits from McLean on the website today. No bullshit. I can show you that.
Oh, my God. Let me read some of these comments, too, as well.
I can't make this crap up,
Before
dude.
somebody cuts off my stream, this time won't be me. All right, so let's see what we got here. I'm looking at some of the comments. Pascal, how you doing? Angela, what's going on? Everybody saying, yeah, get Coach out of there. I see it. Left Witch, what's going on with you? Asked her a question at a CCSO event, and old girl started arguing. She sucks. Yeah.
I like Pascal on that.
That's what we're working with over here. Left Witch.
Uh-oh, here we go. All right, what you got, Mike?
Amanda, you don't have to throw her in front of the bus. She's standing in front of it already with her actions.
Uh-oh.
And see, these are the real comments from
I
folks.
love Mike because he just says what he has to say.
Oh, Left Witch don't give a damn. Oh, my God. All right, so just thought this
is a bus. Oh, come on, man.
Hey, look,
let's at least try to stay semi-cordial. I mean, come on.
Hey, look, like I said, some things I read, some things I'm not. Let's go to Left Witch's question. Here's a good question here. All right. So let's start from the top. Left Witch, in his words, what the hell is a clerk of the court?
All right.
Your data entry,
Okay. So let's get into this. This is really sad. I'm not trying to get on anybody or anything or any institution. Nobody knows what the hell the clerk of the circuit court does. So this is what's on my website, and I'm just going to read you the Cliff Notes, and then I'll tell you what I think it should do. Not what it actually does, but it actually, so basically is this. The clerk of the court, that office goes back to the 17th century, okay? Basically, back then, somebody needed to keep track of who owned what. Somebody needed to know that Rick and his wife own his house. That had to be recorded. So basically, the job is basically administrative. You keep track of records. Right now, the office does mayor's licenses, business licenses. They keep track of surveillances, mortgages, deeds, all that magical stuff. They also manage criminal and civil dockets in the circuit court. They also manage all juvenile issues, to my knowledge. I could be wrong on this. So it's a very administrative job. And I've been saying this to all the people I'm canvassing with. This is not a job that you can really do a lot of good in. At least in the bubble of the position. But you could do a lot of harm. I've talked to a lot of realtors out there. I've talked to some title agents. If you mess up that paperwork, it costs them time and money. And if you're trying to buy or sell a house, it costs you time or money. Maybe you got a contract on a house, and your contract falls through because there's issues with getting the paperwork recorded properly. So that is what that job. It is a clerk job. I'm not reading the comments here, but it's... It is a clerk job, but it's an elected position that's in the Maryland Constitution. So if anybody says, Joe Mank, you're playing politics, you're being a politician, maybe I'm a little bit, because I didn't write the Maryland Constitution. And I'm not in Annapolis, so I don't get to choose what's in the Constitution. They can change it anytime they want. Right now, this is an elected position. That's how I treat it.
Mic check. I'll just see if you can hear me just fine.
What's up, Miss McKenzie? Good to see you. Get that word from Radio Shack. Come on, Mike.
There it is. I'm good. I'm back. don't know what's going on today. Boy from Radio Shack. This.
All right, let's see.
They even still have Radio Shacks.
I'm going to talk. Can I answer Miss Kelly?
Please do. Go ahead.
All right. Hey, Laura. I don't think I know you. Like I just mentioned, it's very administrative. So the clerk handles basically the paperwork that comes through the clerk's office. So it's multiple different departments. So we're going to talk. Let's just talk about not say dockets, but let's just talk about the court side. When people think court, they think going to court. So we're talking about juvenile cases, magistrates. We're talking about being able to docket the cases for criminal and civil. So let's say somebody runs into you and they don't have insurance. That paperwork has to be filed and managed by someone. Not saying they have control over those cases, but it has to be docketed and managed to a degree to make sure that stuff is heard properly. On the other side of it, now we're talking about marriage licenses. Rick, you're a married guy, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know how you got married, but to be legally married in Charles County, you got to go get a marriage license from the
Justice
courthouse.
of the Peace.
Huh?
Justice of the Peace.
Yeah. So
November 23rd, 2011.
Okay.
That's for you, baby. I know you're watching. Go on.
No worries.
Continue.
And then, it also manages business license. I'll level with you. Even though I have a business background, I don't know too much about that side of the circuit court. That's something I plan to learn. While I'm on this learning thing, before going on a rant, I will say that I know that I don't work in that office. That's something that's brought up to me quite a bit. I'm a smart guy, so everybody tells me. I plan to work hard. I plan to work hard to learn the job. As I have recently been brought to my attention by Miss Sherry Hancock, the elected clerk of the court, and Miss Lisa Yates, one of my opponents, who is she's in the hierarchy up there, 3 or 4 somewhere in the ballpark. Mm-hmm. I'll give shout out to Miss Lisa because she is in a leadership position there. There's a lot of smart, hardworking people there. And while I'm on this subject, I just want to say that I know I've kind of come after the customer service thing a little bit, and there are some issues. But at the time when I was talking about that, I'm not really trying to throw the entire staff under the bus. So I want to apologize to the clerk's office there in Circuit Court. I'd like to apologize to Ms. Hancock for anything that I may have said or misrepresented. But I will go back to this, that I do intend to learn. I love learning. I mean, this is something completely new to me. 40 years old.
Let's back up real quick. First of all, Pascal. See, I didn't want to.
No, I told you to come up anytime you want.
Now I'm getting somebody's husband in trouble. That's the last thing I'm going to do here at BNY. So this one I want to ask, and Angela, I'm going to get to you too in a second. What exactly are you apologizing for? Was something that happened? Like what is
there's really.
The issue?
I feel like the way I look at it is this. There are some customer service issues at the courthouse. I'm out here talking to the voters, just like Pascal is. Stacy's out there. Shauna's out there. Judge Brown's out there. I mean, a lot of us on the trail, we bump into each other, we crisscross. We're all talking to these voters on our different platforms, on our different issues. And one of the first things I ask, have you had an interaction with Circuit Court? Kind of what they say in my job. All the time I hear it 4 or 5 times a day. How was the customer service? 9 out of 10 people say horrible. And then they go on a Joe Mank rant where I got to listen to them for 15 minutes. Okay? And so I kind of been hitting the clerk's office on this. But at the same time, I've been hitting the whole clerk's office and hitting indirectly Sherry. And Sherry's been in office 17 years. She was a deputy, and then before then she was entry level. So she started out at the bottom. Mm-hmm. So in a way, I kind of grouped all of them together and threw the whole group of them under the bus. Maybe when there's some bad apples in there. And that's the problem of some of the customer service issues, when I kind of took everybody, lumped them together, under the bus. That's what I'm apologizing for. Because the whole group of them, I know there's good people that work there. I have some friends that work in that office. So that's what I'm apologizing for. Like, I took the whole staff as a whole and threw them under the bus.
Staff, record label, and
so it's not cool to do that, and that's what I'm apologizing for.
Okay.
I'm not saying there ain't bad apples there, because we know there's bad apples. 9 out of 10 people who I talk to about the courthouse, I don't think they're lying.
Let's talk about yesterday. You were at the Court Candidates Forum.
Yes, that was a lot of fun.
Actually, before we do that, Kelly, how you doing? She wants to know some of the complaints too. So I know you said customer service was one of it. Was there anything else in particular?
I mean, the things I'm hearing is that when they go, okay, so let me start off with this, because I do know this.
Please.
I don't know if anybody knows what the term para-lawyer is, but it's somebody who's versed in the law for the most part, but it's not a practicing or licensed attorney.
Would that be you?
Kind of. But I will say this. When you go to the clerk's office, a part of the complaints I'm hearing is kind of on the people who come in there. First off, the clerks cannot give legal advice. There is a law in the state of Maryland states you cannot practice law without a license. You cannot do it. Now, that law is actually pretty broad, but They take it pretty seriously up there. Now, so some of the complaints I'm hearing is that people are asking for things that can't be done. The clerks cannot tell you how to fill out a form. They cannot tell you how to apply for this and do that. You can go up there and ask for such forms. You can go up there and request records. You can actually request to see dockets if you want to. You have to sign a document stating who you are and so forth and show ID. But the point is that the issues that I'm hearing is that people are going up and they're like, people are just giving them a hard time. I can't help you. They're not even trying to go through that little mini spiel. I just went through and said, hey, I can't give you legal advice. Now, I do know this. There's a young lady that works down in the library downstairs I've kind of made semi-friends with. Her name is Julie, I believe. I could be wrong. Anyway, they're in the process of putting together a law, what do they call that? A legal help center down there in the law library in the basement of the courthouse.
Okay.
So basically, if you come in the front door, go through security, you make that immediate right past, I think, courtroom G, and you're going to go down a little hallway, and if you don't really know where you're going, it looks like maybe you're going into like a space you're not supposed to. But there's a little elevator that takes you down to the law library. So what Julie's doing is she's partnered up with, I guess, the Maryland Judiciary. I don't know who's doing this. It's probably coming from Judiciary, where people at the clerk's office who come in with those complaints, hey, I don't know what form to fill out. I don't know how to fill out such a form. There's going to be an attorney downstairs that's going to be able to help you. That's during business hours. I have nothing to do with this. I'm not taking credit for it. I'm just making the public aware of it. So I don't want anybody to think like, hey, I had anything to do with that. But a lot of the complaints I am getting is that people aren't even trying to give them any kind of direction. They're requesting records. They're not even given time frames on when they can get records or inspect records or anything like that.
Okay, so let's say that you get elected clerk. All right. Charles County Circuit Court. All right.
Okay.
Leftwich has a pretty good question.
Let's see what
here.
we got. We got to read it, though.
Yeah. He says, well, I'll read it. I got you here. He says, how are you going to change the system with all those old school people still working there?
Those old school people are coming after me. I got my ass spanked yesterday at the event.
Are we going into this?
We will, but I want to get to Mike's question first.
All right, go ahead.
So, first off, as an elected leader, I'm going to tell you something. They can't get rid of me for 4 years. I got to do something illegal or I have to go crazy. Like, there has to be a legitimate reason. It takes an act of the Maryland Assembly to get rid of me. So if I see corruption, I see goofy crap going on, I could call people on it. It's not like they can fire me. Okay, and I'm a careful, smart enough person not to do anything where someone can go, mess with me. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, that's how I'm going to work on that. But the first thing I need to do in that job, if I get elected,
is clean house.
I have to learn the job. Let's start with that. I got to learn the job. I had to learn IT. Okay? I have to learn a job. Once I get there, I'm going to start figuring stuff out. I'm a highly analytical person. Anybody on here that's listening knows that about me. I'm very analytical. So, I got to learn the job. I'm going to lean on Miss Tippett for that. Hopefully, she stays on once I am elected, because I will be elected.
You're already choosing the staff.
We'll get into that, because I think that's what people are saying, and it's true. I'm already figuring out who's coming and who's going. But I'm hoping Miss Tippett stays. I mean, long story short, I need to learn that job. Once I get in, I'm going to figure out what I can fix and change. It's literally a step-by-step, and I'm doing the same thing the way I'm running my campaign. It was very overwhelming in the beginning. And it's like, let's focus on this, let's focus on this, let's focus on this. I mean, it's literally one foot in front of the next. But they can't mess with me, Mike. That's how I'm going to work with them. I'm going to make as much noise as you guys hear me out in the community, as much noise you guys see on social media. Now put a microphone in front of me.
As much messages I see in my DMs about Mank.
Mank. Yeah. I keep saying this.
Every day I get a message. I'm like, Jesus. I'm like, what do you do now? Who is this guy? God damn it.
I mean, we could talk about this. You said we got 2 hours and some change, so we could definitely get into it. Let's stay to these comments.
Yeah, let's go with it. Pascal, I would say
I like Mike's comment right there. I'm sorry.
so we get to it. He said,
Sean Shea, what's going on, Mr. Sean?
Pascal says, I would say Joseph is a passionate man about this role.
Hey, thanks, Sean. Appreciate it. That's one of my guys from Ohio. I told you I had people across the country.
Yeah, Sean.
Dialing in. Yeah.
That's good.
He's the boyfriend of one of my friends. So Miss Amanda.
Oh, nice. Kelly, well, we need the courts to step up their game with the electronic filing system.
Absolutely.
You want to talk on that?
Yeah, I will. And here's the thing. I know this is probably counterproductive, but I want to give credit where credit's due. One of my competitors, Robin, who's currently in the office at 6, she's a supervisor. She's 4 or 5, somewhere in a hierarchy there.
She's running for clerk.
Yeah, she's running too. I'm going to give her some credit because she's about technology too. So once I'm elected, I'm not going to say if, because there is no if. It's once I'm elected. I'm going to work with Robin. I'm going to work with Robin because Robin's a smart lady. And she knows tech like I do. And we're going to work on that. One thing that they did do, Maryland probably in the last 8 years, they put together the MDEX system, which allows you to electronically file, let you be able to electronically file into cases. I can honestly file into any case right now on the docket. Now, is it going to get approved? No. but I could file right now in any case. So basically bringing that technology into the courthouse. Now, again, I'm not in the job. I don't know how things go. Me and Miss Hancock had a conversation last night where she kind of called me on this. And she's right. I don't know the inner workings of that office because I don't work there. But I am committed to learning that job.
All right, let's stop right there.
Go ahead. Yeah. I told you.
No, you're good. We talked a lot about last night. So last night was the court forum.
There was hold on.
June 13th it was.
So actually, it was a little more than that, Rick. I'll just give you the format and I'll give the floor back to you.
Talk, please.
So I thought it was the court forum. That's at least what I read in the email. Apparently that the state senators and the delegates were there. And it was good to see C.T. Wilson, by the way, another passionate man. Military veteran, loved the guy. Got me a good plug out to CT. Saw Mr. Ellis there, another good guy. But anyway, so basically it went from basically rank of office, went state senator, delegate, judge. Judge Brown was there. Miss Davis was there. Unfortunately, Sarah Proctor was not able to be there. She had a family thing going on. I don't really know, but I just know she had a family arrangement that she couldn't get away from.
Okay.
And then it went down to the clerk's job. So it was me, Robin, and Lisa. So that's how that kind of went.
So what happened?
I got there late. So I think C.T. Wilson was speaking at the time, and he was going back and forth with Cornell Posey. Cornell's another super passionate guy. Reminds me a lot like Carlos Childs, another guy like. got the passion, got the brains.
Friend of the podcast.
Don't know the politics behind it. That's what CT kind of hit Posey on. But I think Posey, he has the brains for it. So anyway, so after they got done with all that, then it came to the clerks. So they called me, or they didn't call us up by name, but actually no, they did call us up by name. So they called Lisa, Robin, and myself up. I made sure that I was the third to speak, putting a little bit of politics into play there. But so Lisa spoke. She read from notes, I guess. I don't know what it was. It looked like she had a printed resume in front of her. Basically read her resume, what she's done, what she does. I mean, she's worked at the courthouse 19 years, talked about her experience doing volunteering down at EMS. I give her a lot of credit for that. One of my friends, Shanita, is EMS out of La Plata. Great lady. Appreciate the folks down there. All EMS all across the county. So I give Lisa credit for that. But again, she read from a resume. Here, Robin, next. Again, spoke a little more about experience outside the circuit court in Charles County, but pretty much read a resume. My turn came up. I keep my work pretty much out of it. I work in sales. I work in IT. That's all I'm going to get into about that. If anybody has any other further questions, hit me up privately. Open door policy means open door. And then I went into about community service. I went into what I'm hearing about from the people I'm talking to. I don't work Saturday and Sundays in a sales job that's where you make most of your money. So I'm sacrificing my dollar right now for this campaign, just by...
It's all self-funded.
About 50-50. I spent about $1,000 of my own money, maybe a little more, and I raised about $1,000. So it's about 50-50.
Okay.
But I got 4 or 5 people who've donated. That's how I got to the $1,000.
Anybody in particular?
Nobody anybody knows. No lawyers. Nobody that would have any conflicts of interest with the courthouse. That is more importantly to me is an image of impropriety.
Okay.
Because we talked about this earlier, Rick, but to me, as an elected leader at the courthouse, I got to maintain an image of no impropriety. Cannot be influenced. I don't want anybody saying, "Hey, Joe, remember that $2,500 I gave you? Yeah, I need you to shuffle some papers for me. Or I need you to hide a deed." Or I don't want to have that phone call. I don't want to be put in a position to have that phone call.
Because with the money comes a string attached.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't want that. To me, it's like I'm not going to put my time and sanity and sleep on the line. I sleep 3 or 4 hours a night. Okay? I have to force myself to watch a movie or a TV program or do something enjoyable because I'm working, trying to live a life, trying to survive like everybody else, and didn't do the campaign. I don't got a campaign manager, which was a mistake of mine. I don't got somebody helping me with events. Actually, I actually do. Sean has helped me with events. Pascal's helped me with events. There's been a couple of the other candidates that you would not think that would help a guy like me. Because our politics don't completely align. But here's the deal. I don't have anybody running a campaign for me. So there's been a little bit of a struggle on my part, but I'm putting the time in. I'm putting that time in. I'm not taking money from nobody because that image of impropriety is very important to me.
So what did you say yesterday at the forum? I
was just talking about customer service because I'm out there talking to the people and they're telling me that they've had interaction. One of the first things they asked to tell me what I'm running for, the first question is, I don't know what they do. I explain that. I try to keep it in cliff notes, kind of cram it down.
Yeah, elevator pitch.
Yeah, elevator speech, 15, 20 seconds. And then my next question is, have you had any interactions with the courthouse? And I have to try to clarify this because people think district court, circuit court, they're all lumped together. They're kind of not. Actually, they're not. They're run by two different agencies. Okay, even though circuit court, I would think I would have some influence over. Key phrase, influence, not power. But anyway, so I have to clarify, hey, okay, have you had any interactions with circuit court? And literally, the people I'm speaking to who have had interactions were unhappy. I was at Shauna's event on Saturday afternoon, and one of the people that came to support her was having an issue. I mean, and those are the things I keep hearing again and again and again, and that's part of the reason I kind of did apologize to the staff over there, because that will be my staff come December. Judge West is going to sign me in. I'm going to swear everybody else in. I'm going upstairs to my office.
I love the confidence.
So, but my thing is this: is that
man,
I know there's some apples out there. I know some bad apples that want to play Candy Crush on their phone. They like their cushy government job and they don't want the change. The people who've been coming after me on Facebook that are hitting me up on Friday night when I'm working social media are protectionists. They don't want the change. They want to keep things the way they are because again, it's not really a super cushy government job. But the thing is, some of these folks are in the clerk's office. I don't know exactly who they are. I'm trying to sniff them out. I've already caught a couple of them.
Who?
What do you mean, who?
Names.
I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I don't feel like just one person I said I would leave her out of it because her and I had a bad exchange.
Okay. You were talking about it, so I just had to ask.
No. Hey, dude, I mean, like I said, I just don't want to. This is a very, very public forum. And again, I'm very careful about throwing certain people under the bus unless I got dead facts. So,
I understand.
And if I make a private agreement with someone, I'm planning to honor it. So that's important to me as just staying above board. I'm not even reading any of these contexts.
We do love names.
So hold on a second. I got to read some of these comments here because they're coming in. Oh, Miss Rack is on there. Miss Allie is fantastic. I've been to her events before.
Says she should run a fundraiser workshop. She's good. Hey, Allie's fantastic at raising money. This is true. I
mean, what I love about Allie is that Allie is no nonsense. Like her, don't like her, got issues with her, love her to death. It don't matter to Allie. Allie's still going to be Allie no matter what. And I admire that. And, we were at the event on, it was storming. There was thunder. I mean, look, the freaking roof could have got blown off the building of Foster's. And Allie just kept going. Like it didn't even matter. And I loved it, man. I absolutely loved it. So, sorry, I had to give you a plug there.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. I like, hey, Allie, friend of the podcast, absolutely. Got to get it back on here. The people definitely want names, but you say you're not releasing. Let's keep with the podcast, though. We'll see what pops up from here. Let's keep going. So talk to me more about this forum.
Pascal, you know how to get a hold of me. We talk probably 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah, they talk publicly, not private room.
Listen, I just got my ass kicked by the current clerk of the circuit court yesterday for throwing people under the bus. I threw out a public apology. I really don't want to go against that apology. And some of those people work for her, so I don't. Like I said, I have a private agreement. I want to honor my private agreement.
Hey, is your campaign?
No, I'm just saying, when I tell somebody something, I want to honor it. So I will tell you guys what the agreement was.
Okay.
At least give you that, Pascal. I'll give you that, Pascal. The agreement is that the people in the clerk's office are after me. I know who some of them are because I got.
Hold a second. There's people at the clerk's office.
They're there.
They're after you. What, they're showing up at your house?
No, not that. I actually did have a crazy drunk in front of the house, but I thought that was a. I thought that was campaign related. I did some sniffing around. It was just this guy who lives about 14 doors down. He's I don't know. He's a special character. He's a fun guy, but apparently he had too much to drink, and the Uber dropped him off at the wrong house, and he was just yelling and screaming, thinking he was trying to get in his own house and he was trying to get in mine. So it's all good.
All right, so Donald Poole Jr. has a question.
What we got? I don't know who Mr. Poole is.
He says, why do you have an indecent exposure charge?
That is not even on case search. So where did that come from? And that charge was no prost. So I'm going to educate. I told Rick this was going to come. By the way, only people who would have access to that information is people at the courthouse or people who know how to access the Odyssey system. So unless you're an attorney or somebody who works at the courthouse or someone who's a legal geek like me, you don't know how to access the Odyssey system outside the courthouse. It's not easy to get to.
No, we did talk about this in pre-production.
Yeah, and that's fine. I'm going to get to it. So basically,
go ahead.
So basically,
Talk
the
on it.
state. I'm going to bring it all out. I live with a crazy lady. She said I did something I didn't do. All right, I wrote a motion to dismiss. Tony Covington refused to dismiss it. Okay. Sorry, I take that back. I asked Tony to drop the charges. He refused to do it. Then I wrote an actual MTD, sent that over to Judge Watkins. She did not rule. She noted it, which basically means you just shelf it. You put it in a drawer. So I went to court. The alleged person who accused me of such said crime didn't show up. I hit Tony again and said, Mr. Covington, I got a life to live. I can't have this shit hanging over top of my head. So he said, nope, not going to do nothing. So guess what? Witness didn't come again. Charges got no process. No process means nolo prosequi, which means the state chooses not to prosecute. Also on this line, there's also a few other things people need to look at when they're looking at case search. There's also something called a stet. A stet means they put something on an inactive docket. That means like, hey, we're not going to prosecute this if you behave for a certain amount of time. Normally it's a year or 3 years. Sometimes it's shorter or longer, depending on the arrangements.
Keep going.
You can also do something called a PBJ, probation before guilty. A lot of people like to joke and call it peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That's very similar to it's basically a guilty charge. You can get easily expunged. And then you got guilty. And you got two types of guilty. One, you plead not guilty and they find you guilty. And I could be wrong on this because I'm not super knowledgeable on juries, which is something else I need to learn about circuit court. I think if you are charged with a crime that can you be sentenced more than 90 days, you have the right to a jury. Anything 90 days or less, or 89 days or less, then it's up to a bench. So a lot of times you can plead not guilty, and they find you guilty either by a bench trial or you're found by guilty or your peers. Generally, that only happens in it only happens in circuit court.
So let's take this back a little bit too as well.
So I know I knew this was going to come up, and only people who with certain access can get that information.
So you're saying Donald Poole Jr. can only have certain access to this, so he has to be an individual that works in the courthouse.
Or a lawyer.
Or
someone that's a geek that knows how to get into the system. It's a public system, but it's not like Maryland case search. What he's talking about is not on case search because it's in the expungement process. Only people who are innocent of crimes can get something expunged unless it's been after a certain length of time.
And you're saying that it was an allegation against you that was false.
Correct, from a crazy lady that lives in my house.
That you still live with.
Correct. Don't get into it. I know, Rick. You're like foaming at the mouth over there, brother.
That's you would consider that to be somewhat of a conflict of interest. Somebody that put a case against you, then you're still in this living situation.
Yeah, I don't want to get into it. I don't mean to be dodgy, but
well, this is your living situation, so I'm not here to. I'm not going to.
Mr. Poole, is it on Maryland case search?
But I will say that
is it on Maryland case? Actually, Pascal, do me a favor. Go to Maryland case search and pull up my name and see if you see such charge.
I will say that he's saying it's public record, and
Mr. Poole, what's the deposition of such said charge? Now I'm going into lawyer mode. Sorry.
No, it's fine because this is something that can.
I told you this was going to come out. I told you. What is the first things we said when I sat down?
Yeah, these are things that could derail a campaign.
And that's I knew I was willing to address it.
Rick, you got to let Joseph speak. Hey.
No, Rick is right though. I knew this was going to come.
We talk. We every time someone comes here, we have certain pre-productions, and this is one of the things you said that would pop up and come on here too.
Because these are one of the things that are hitting me on that I'm getting messages on Facebook, and I'm getting emails from the middle night on. So, but I know the legal process pretty well.
Yeah. So we got some people doing some research on it. Shout out to the BNY investigators. Yes, sir. Just search it. It's there. There it is.
Hold on. So somebody at the courthouse has plucked it on case search. I got to look this myself. There should be only 11 things on there right now. So somebody there has dropped it back on because that's in the expungement process.
You said only 11?
Should only be 11 things on case search on my name. Trust me, I look at this almost every other day.
There's 11 things on you on case search.
All of it's civil, with the exception of a couple of other small things. But I'm gonna see if this says 12 because if it is 12, then somebody is hitting me from the clerk's office.
11. That's a lot.
No.
It
was a landlord thing. One was the thing that happened. Yeah, it's not on case search. I don't see any charges here from 2020. This happened in August of 2020. There's nothing on case search from August 2020.
What is on case search on your name?
All right, so let's go through this. Open door policy. So there's the incident that anybody will probably find from 2006. That was a disorderly charge. The first one was a landlord dispute. There is a driving on suspended from 7/15. That was I'm looking at the wrong thing here. 7/21/05. That was a driving on suspended because I couldn't pay a fine back when I was poor. 2006. That was the DUI. The one DUI I got. 2006 was a disorderly protective order in 2016. Which one was that? Oh, that's the one that I got tricked into agreeing to. There's the 2012 disorderly. That's when I had an issue with the wife. 2015 was disorderly. There's another PO. I can't remember what that was about. That's a contract thing. That's a foreclosure I got myself involved in because I was a tenant. And the last one's a guardianship thing for my great aunt, Gloria, who passed away last Christmas, or Christmas before last.
Rest in peace.
Anyway, I just read right through the list. So what they're talking about, that indecent exposure, that's only on the Odyssey system. That's an internal, for the most part, that's an internal system.
Now, I will say this, is that, Leftwich said something about a forcible entry too as well.
No, that was when I was living with a friend, and that was I didn't have a lease. So there was a landlord dispute there.
That's a landlord dispute you're talking about.
Yeah, that was the forcible detainer.
Now, I'm going to give you a chance here to talk. We got a bunch of people watching too as well.
How many people got watching?
Over 30. All right, so that's a lot of shit you have on you over the years.
Yeah, it's fine. I prepared to
I
get
will read a couple things here too as well as far as the comment section. 05, that was years ago. People do grow. I do believe in the land of second chances. This is America. Fayette, if I'm saying that name correct, it looks kind of messy too as well, as far as everything with your background and you being a man that being in the courthouse too as well, every day representing Charles County.
Yeah, I mean, don't you think I'd be aware of that before I decided to run?
Oh, for sure. And this is
I did my own opposition research against myself.
And this is the chance for you to actually really clear all this
I'm
up
not
right
gonna
now.
I'm not gonna get into the details of each and every single case on there.
So you don't want to address it?
I mean, what do you want me to address?
I would, the voters, if they're going to choose you to represent Charles County.
They could do their own research on these things. I'm not going to get in and out.
I mean, they should at least know from you. You're speaking.
Yeah, look, most of disorderly conduct. And you know what the standard of proof for disorderly conduct is? Go ahead, Mr. Poole.
No, I mean, the people are asking.
Honestly, he's hitting me on something, so I'm going to hit him back. Do you know what the standard of proof for disorderly conduct is?
Talk on it. Let's go.
Okay, so the standard of proof for disorderly conduct, I could be having a conversation with Rick out in front of his house. The neighbor may not like it. Call the cops. And if I have a loud voice, I'm a loud person. I sometimes don't hear too well. So I got a loud voice. So that in its all it takes is one person to look out their window. That's disorderly conduct. That's the standard of proof. We're not talking about the standard of proof of me hitting somebody or the standard of proof of you touching someone inappropriately. We're talking about the lowest standard of proof for any crime in the state of Maryland. Mm-hmm.
So there's a couple comments here too as well. Fayette saying that as elected officials, you should be accountable to the people. Like there are elected officials sitting in Charles County right now with DUIs.
I mean, like I said, disorderly conduct has the lowest standard of proof of any charge in the state of Maryland.
So you're saying it was just you being loud?
Absolutely, every single time. One time, the one in 15 was me arguing with a cop in front of an establishment for a guy that was messing with a woman, and I got into an argument when the cops showed up. I kind of gave the guy a constitutional law lesson and ended up getting tossed in the backseat of a cop car.
Not the smartest thing in the world.
Yeah.
But
there was a guy messing with a girl, and him and I were having some words back and forth. And I don't want this whole podcast to be dominated on us, by the way.
Well, here's the thing, too, as well, is that anybody that's running for office,
all this stuff is public record.
The record pops up.
The record pops up. This is public record.
And you're responsible for your record.
That's absolutely. And that's why it's right there. I knew what was on there before I decided to run.
Laura Kelly, as a voter, 11 items on the case search gives her pause.
That may be one of. No, that's not the same Laura from the courthouse.
No, Laura Kelly's somebody completely. She's not a lawyer.
No. There's a Laura that works in the clerk's office.
Oh yeah, but what she's saying is that 11 items case search. That
gives you pause. That's fine. We got 240,000 people live in this county.
No, it's not that many. It's about 170. But at the same time, though, I mean, you're representing yourself.
Oh, that's absolutely fine. And like I said, I don't want to get into too much, but some people are getting information that only you either got to know where to find it. This is not something that you can just do a quick search on. This is something that you have to have access to or know how to get to. Rick, you work in IT. You know that there's systems that are public. That give me an example. How many people?
Well, hold on a second. I don't want to get up on.
No. I was going to talk about Pacer.
But please, I'm going to get back to something else. No, go ahead. Talk.
No, I was going to say anybody in the comments know what Pacer is, and don't Google. I just give it to me straight. Anybody here know what Pacer is?
Go on. Keep talking.
So Pacer is a federal database that allows you to look up federal cases, current or closed. Unless they've been expunged through a federal process, which I know probably exists. I don't know anything about it. So Pacer is a federal system. Okay? Not too many people know what Pacer is. Unless you work in the federal court system, work in a federal courthouse, or you practice federal law, you don't know what Pacer is. C.T. Wilson, I know he's probably not on here, but C.T. Wilson can probably talk about Pacer. So this is when I'm comparing Pacer to the Odyssey system that you can access from the public. So somebody with direct knowledge is plucking up something.
Well, you said people were after you.
I do. They're after me all the time. My phone is going crazy right now.
Let's give it some more of these comments. I'm gonna say something else here in a second. Don't worry. Let's read some of these comments. Pool. He said, "What about that $50 beer tab?"
I don't think that was a charge. What $50 beer tab? What are you talking about?
Obviously, this man has information on you, so it's something.
I don't know what Pool's talking about.
I'm pretty sure he will go from there. Research county commissioners had messy bankruptcy. This is true too as well.
No. You know, I think what Pool's talking about is something that there wasn't enough evidence on, and it was expunged. And I'm going to say to you right now, I'm not talking about anything that was expunged. So now we're getting even deeper. Now we're talking about expunged records. And remember, I told you, Rick, I'm not going to address expunged records. Anything that's been signed by a judge that is expunged, honestly, does not exist. So now Pool's getting he's got records that he shouldn't even. He opened a door to something there.
Do you know this Pool individual?
I have no clue who he is, but I'm going to know him by the time I get home.
So here's my thing too as well. All right. So you got. Let me just talk to you real quick. Because
I'm getting a little defensive, but I'm getting a little ticked off.
No.
This is becoming the same thing I deal with every night.
I mean, this is your record. If it was, I had Commissioner Coates sitting here and that was her record, I would be asking her the same questions. If it was Collins or if it's Allie here or Carlos,
okay,
anybody,
so let's
it'd be
go.
the same thing too as well. So you have a lot of issues as far as your history goes. All right. Hey, shit happens. I get that. But also, you have to explain those things to the people too as well. Like, hey, this happened, or you know what, I fucked that one up. That one's on me.
All right,
like,
so let's go down the list then. All right, we're gonna go all the way back to 2005. 2005, there was a driving was suspended because I had a ticket I couldn't afford to pay. Okay, and I think I was driving without a license for like a week or something. They caught me. Bam, done. 2006, I was at a girlfriend's house. There was an argument. I'm the one that called the police because someone had my wallet. And again, I got loud. And if anybody, I'm pretty sure Mike or Mr. Poole has access to these records if you wanted them. I got loud. Again, all these disorderlies are just me being loud. Not me putting my hands on people, not me knocking the crap out of people, not me stealing money from people, not me touching women or children. This is just me being loud. That's all it is. So hold on, let's go down the list. So we stopped at 2006. We stopped at 2006. Then we're going to go back to 2012. That's the next one on the line. Me and the woman I was with, Jessica, we were having an issue. Cops came. Again, I'm arguing with the police, quoting the law. They didn't like it. Guess what? Ended up in jail. Came right back out the next morning.
Not very smart arguing with the cop.
Yeah, that's something I've grown out of. Let's put it like that. Thank you, Stacy, for what you said earlier, but that's right. I've grown out of arguing with the police. So we're going to roll fast. Back to 15. I already addressed that. I mentioned there was an issue. There was a guy harassing a woman. I should have minded my own damn business. That's part of my problem. I need to learn to mind my own business a little more. Cops came. They said, hey, Joe, time to go. I was arguing with the police, gave them constitutional law lessons because they were trying to go through my personal property. Bam. Ended up with that. So those are the things that I've been convicted of. Now, if you talk about anything expunged, anything that's been signed by a judge, or anything that was no prost, if the state, honestly, okay, I'm going to call Tony Covington out on this. If the state had enough evidence to lock me up or convict me or bring charges against me, don't you think our elected state's attorney would have proceeded with charges? Why would they no prost a charge if they had the evidence? Because if you listen to Tony Covington or any of his little talks, he's tough on crime. Bam.
So I think this is one thing that I like from everybody that's on the podcast too as well, is that it's transparent. It's transparency. You came forward, you're clearing this stuff up so the people know exactly what it is.
No, I'll give you credit. You did push me a little bit, but yeah, thank you.
I mean, that's my job. I have to dig and find out this stuff. You know,
you already knew before you asked before this came out.
Doesn't mean I'm not still ask you.
Yeah. But when we talked the first time, Rick, didn't I tell you there would be some things that were going to come out?
Oh, I already knew.
And I'm glad that we got this out now so we can actually talk about other stuff.
Yeah, but this is a very important part, you being elected to the, the courthouse. I mean, people want to know these things.
Absolutely.
Let's read some of these questions, too, as well. All right.
Hold on. I want to see what the call has to say.
So, all right. Stacy, the point Joseph Mank is trying to make is that this person is using illegal means to smear this candidate.
Absolutely, Miss Lane.
And that's something that obviously you brought.
I'm going to definitely address that, by the way. You
brought forward, too, as well. And we can do some research. I
got Sheriff Barry's personal number, so on the way home tonight, I'm not going to call him tonight. I'm going to call him in the morning, and I'll just talk to him about it. And I do have his personal number. Is that bullshit?
I'm not going to say anything more of that one. I'm going to get myself caught up in this, too, as well. Pascal.
You're like, it's getting deep.
Pascal, Joe, just take a deep breath. Voters appreciate transparency, which is true.
Listen, Pascal, I made some mistakes, okay? And a lot of it, I'll be honest with you, a lot of it comes down to me being an emotional person, the same person that you guys have seen when I'm out and about with you folks. The same person you hear me. Pascal's been at more than one event with me. I'm a very passionate person. Now, sometimes that passion, as Rick says, I'm gonna quote you, Rick. Sometimes that passion crosses over to madman. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, when you're dealing with a guy with a badge and a gun, they don't deal with madmen. They lock them up. So that's how I got those disorderlies. I should have been smarter. I will admit to it. Like when me and the wife were having issues, and they said, "Joe, you got to leave the house. Pack a bag." I should have packed a bag. I had somebody on my staff there at the time, a girl that worked for me. Should have gotten a freaking car, went back to her house, got a hotel. Instead, I'm sitting there arguing with the cops over where the property line is. Is that smart? No. Because I was very emotional. This is my family that was in play at the time. So it was not smart. I'll admit that. And I've grown from that. Me arguing with the cops in front of girl 13. The old girl 13. Hey, I should have just stopped arguing with them. But when they wanted to go in my bag, I said, "You can't go in the bag. You don't have probable cause." And they'll say, "Oh, you're being loud." And then apparently somebody down the street looked or something. I can't remember what the probable cause statement said. But bam, get locked up. Because all it takes is for you to attract attention. That's disorderly conduct. That's all. It's the lowest level standard of proof. Okay? So if you want to talk about my record, you don't see assault on there. You don't see me touching women, children. You don't see me stealing. You don't see me committing tax fraud. You don't see me doing any of that stuff. We're talking about just me taking my passion, as Rick said, to that madman level. I don't own up to it, and I'm trying to mature from it. Actually, no, I'm not trying. I have matured from it.
And that's what it's about. You're a different man today?
Definitely.
All right.
That's why I didn't want to throw the lady at my house under the bus over that BS charge. I tried to avoid it, but you guys hit me on it, so I had to come back. And I'm pretty sure somebody from there is listening to theirs here, too.
All right, so we got a lot of that cleared up. You came for it. You said what it was.
One of my top campaign supporters on the line, Mr. Tommy Corbett. Holla out. Sorry. I got to give the plug to the Corbett family.
Oh, my God. All right, so he has a question, too, as well here. Let me just make sure no one else said anything else.
So I'm trying to look at you and look at the camera when I talk, not
You're good. You're good, man. Don't worry about that. You're talking about shorts and hoochie shorts. Hey, like I got nothing. I got nothing to do with those. Derek Terry, wherever your fashion choices are, sir, that's all on you. I have nothing to do with that.
The picking on the fact, what am I, just a little too formal?
All right, so let's bring up Fayette, then we're going to get to the Tommy.
Fayette Jones, just FYI for public knowledge, is Mrs. Rutledge's, Robin, I always call her Robin because I can't get her last name right. That is one of my competitors' treasurers, just so you know where the comments are coming from. I'm not saying she's saying anything so far, but I just want to say that Miss Jones is the treasurer to one of my main competitors.
Okay. We'll read what she says, too, as well.
Yeah, read it out loud. I can deal with it.
And that information that's good information. All right, so Fayette says that, your disorderly conduct charges are from you being loud, which I admit to. You described all that.
I also have trouble hearing. That's part of the reason I am loud.
I mean, you're loud here. I mean, I'm right next to you.
But
no, you're good. That's a joke.
No, that's cool. It's
You're good, man. You're good. Let's keep going. Can you be trusted to even have a temperament when dealing with the public in the clerk's office? I think it's a fair question.
I mean, it's a very fair question. Thanks, Ms. Jones, for that question. I believe so. Like I said, those charges, the last one was 2015. That was 7 years ago. 7 years and change. And again, that was, me learning a lesson. Now, I'm going to speak to this because everybody has personal growth. Okay, everybody on these comments, everybody's going to be watching this because there's probably have another 3, 4, probably 1,000 people watching this later. So I know I'm not just speaking to this audience. Mm-hmm. Speaking to the audience that's going to do the replay. We all got to grow. We all got personal growth. We all got personal things we're working on. I don't care if you're 10, 20, 40, 60, or even 80. There's always personal growth. Mm-hmm. So one of the things that I've been working on, and I'm still continuously working on, is my own damn business. Because a lot of this nonsense I get myself into is me not minding my business. So the thing from 15, the last one, that was for me not minding my business. I should have just minded my own business.
Mm-hmm. Are we going to expect any issues from you going forward? Are we good now? As far as like you in the public, not going to be going off on a cop or
absolutely not
screaming at somebody 2 o'clock in the morning?
No.
Okay.
No, I mean, have we seen anything throughout this campaign with me putting in 18, 19 hours, not getting any sleep? I'm stressed out. I've put money on my credit cards. I'm losing money at work because I'm campaigning instead of making my money. I'm under a lot of press, a lot of stress. Do you see me flipping my stuff now? When I literally have the weight in my brain, the weight of the world on my shoulders.
Oh, that seat's never been hotter than
that's what I'm talking.
Right now.
That's what I'm getting to right now. I mean, I'm not flipping my stuff when I'm literally giving up probably 20, 30% of my income because I'm not working the weekends because I work in sales, okay? 2, I'm out there asking people for votes. I refuse to take money from people. Not saying anybody has offered me large sums of money from La Plata, but even if they did, I would refuse it. Mm-hmm. I'm not fundraising. I'm literally putting all this on my shoulders. So given all this weight and stress and everything else, have I flipped my shit? That's the answer to your question.
Fair enough. Okay.
Thanks, Mr. Cherry. Mr. Cherry's right about that, but that's how passionate I feel like that we need change in this county. And despite my background, despite the fact I told Rick I was going to get roasted in a public forum. I'm willing to put my money, my sleep, my energy, my mental health, everything on the line for what I believe in. I'm willing to get roasted about these BS charges because I want to make change in my community. I think the action speaks for itself.
Talk us more to action. What can you do for Charles County?
Okay, so me and Miss Hancock had a discussion about this last night.
We're here now, this part of the podcast?
No, I'm just going to talk about what she educated me on. I'm going to give Miss Hancock some credit here.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm pretty sure Miss Jones can back me up on this because, like I said, I don't know where she works, but her and Robin are good friends. So Robin works in the courthouse, so she knows the process.
And for the record, Miss Hancock is who? Kelly and
Sherry. Her friends call her Sherry. By the way she interacted with me last night, I am not a friend or an acquaintance. But I'm going to show her. I'm going to show her the proper respect. She's my soon-to-be predecessor.
So she's a current clerk.
Yeah, she's my soon-to-be predecessor.
All right, let's go.
Oh, see, thanks, Mr. Corbett. Okay, so hold on a second. Sorry, your show, sir. Let's go. We got a couple of questions we got to answer here.
It was, all right, so we can get back to, I was going to have you go on the spill right there, but that's fine.
No, hold on, the spill. You're talking about what happened. So anyway, I was talking about what Miss Hancock educated me on.
Yes.
So I'm going to admit, and Pascal's right about this, and then Miss Lynn's right about this. There are a lot of things that I'm ignorant about this because I don't work there. And Miss Jones, I don't work in that office. Robin does. Okay, and I've actually publicly spoken out that I like Robin and I support a lot of the things Robin's about. But the thing is I'm ignorant to things that go in that courthouse, in that office. Okay, to me, it's a very small administrative position. If I listen to what Miss Hancock told me, it sounds like a powerless position. Mm-hmm. Now, to me, I'm probably delusional. How could someone in an elected position be powerless to bring IT into the circuit clerk's court office? How can they be powerless to that? But what I want to also do for the counties, I'm going to use that as a platform. And like I said at the meeting last night, for anybody who was attending, I think Miss Jones was, that I want to be there for everybody in Charles County. And what that means is I don't care what your problem is, even if it has nothing to do with my office, bring it to me. I'm a community leader. I'm an elected leader. Somebody checked my name on a box and put me in office. So come to me with a problem. Guess what? I will connect you with the resources that I can. I had a lady today come to me about mosquitoes. Okay, seriously, somebody came into my store. She saw my sign on the corner of 5 and 925, and she says, "You're Mr. Mank, aren't you?" And I said, "Yes, I am," because I told her my name's Joseph Mank, because I always write that on all my receipts. And she said, "Hold on, I got to talk about these mosquitoes." I listened to her for 20 minutes, costing me money because I could be taking more customers about mosquitoes. And guess what I'm going to do tonight? I'm going to find who I can try to connect her to about these damn mosquitoes over in Lancaster. I want to use the office as a platform to help people in the community. If someone has a legitimate problem, I want to try to help them. It's not about the clerk's office just for me. And if you listen to Ms. Hancock, it sounds like a freaking toothless shell of a job. Why would anybody want it besides a $139,000 salary?
Oh, hold a second.
I mean, I'm sorry, but I just had to.
Might throw my name in the hat here. It's too late. Is it too late? I think it's too late. No. All right. So let's get to this too as well. So, what is your plan to bring the IT here? That's what Mr. Leftwich is asking.
Okay, so Mike, I'm going to keep going back to this. I do not know how things work in that office. So, I'm big into presidential politics. Okay, there's a couple people listening that know this. I'm not going to explain anymore. The first 120 days, the first 100 days is everything in presidential politics. To me, the first 90 days is learning that damn job. And I'm going to have to lean on people, Miss Jones, like Robin and Lisa, even though I will admit there's some times I got heated and I said I was going to fire Lisa, but shout out to you.
Oh, man. Just go ahead. You can do your thing. This is good.
Oh, I was going to say, shout out to you, Shanita, because Shanita's the only one that knows that. But I'm going to need Lisa to help me. I'm going to need Robin. I'm going to need, Miss Hancock said there's 45 plus people to work in that office and they're spread across multiple places. I'm going to need all you folks. I'm going to need all the folks that have been harassing me. I know who you are, some of you. It doesn't matter. I don't know crap about how everything works in that office because I'm not there. I need to learn it. So here's the second thing, Mr. Corbett. I think Mr. Corbett was asking this, or no, Mike asked the question. Once I got the basics, I got my hand around it, okay? Then I'm going to start analyzing the processes because my platform, if you read any of the I got a crap ton of little signs, but the big signs that Mr. Corbett paid for, that said servitude through efficiency. Mm-hmm. So I need to analyze how to make those processes better. Now, what's the benefit there? One, the customer service level goes up because the staff isn't swamped, and I'm pretty sure the staff who's listening will appreciate that. Okay. Two, I want to utilize technology. Okay, there's a lot of technology in today's world that is nowhere near that courthouse. Now, Sherry told me last night, Miss Hancock, because like I said, we're not friends, and I'd like to be friends, but we're not friends, so I'm going to call her by her proper name. Miss Hancock reminded me, or at least told me, that she has no power to do that. Maybe she doesn't. But why can't I try to partner with the people who do have power to do that? Maybe why can't I work with Robin, who, like myself, has a strong IT background? So, I mean, there's a lot of avenues there. Just because, you can't do something doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. Doesn't mean you shouldn't make some noise. Doesn't mean you can't pick up the phone and say, hey, who can I talk to? Okay, I want to make this better. How can I make it better? There's an old phrase, this is an old phrase, you do not ask, you do not get. I feel that people aren't asking.
So let me ask you this. So Lisa was already there in the courthouse.
Yeah, she's been there 19 years.
And so is Robin.
Robin's been there 8 or 10. She's been there in length as well.
So they already have time in the courthouse. They know how it works. And you said Robin has a strong IT background.
Like I said, give credit where credit's due.
Yeah. So what makes them a better candidate? Or what makes you a better candidate than them?
Because I'm not establishment.
And the courthouse? The clerk?
And Charles County. I'm talking, so if you look through the financial records, Miss Jones, I've yet to look through yours, to be honest with you. I was busy today. I'm sorry, trying to make a living so I can eat. Even though I am eating pretty well, if everybody hasn't noticed. But I did look through Lisa's. So we're going to talk about these financial reports because I'm in this business. I love this. Another reason I'm good for clerk of the court, man, because I'm a paperwork and process person, and I'm a geek for it. I keep using that word geek because there's no better description for it.
Go ahead, talk.
So I've gone through these financial reports. There were some comments by Pascal. Best Pascal, make sure you're still there because I need to know that you're here because I'm talking about you. Pascal lit into Lisa.
Oof.
About something that Buddy Bowling did. Okay?
Love you too, Pascal.
She let in to Lisa with something Buddy Bowling did. Now, I met him. I shook his hand yesterday. That's like the second time I think I've seen him. First time I've actually like, talked to him for more than like a couple. Hi, my name is so-and-so. I don't really have an opinion on the guy. Only opinion I have, his name is Bowling. Believe it at that. We know how I feel about the name Bowling. Everybody listening to this knows how I feel about the name Bowling. I love you, BJ.
Man, just grab a ticket and get in line at this point.
So anyway, so BJ Bowling took some pictures that, I'm going to show my character here. Lisa is a very kind and sweet woman, and this man took her kindness for weakness and used it as an endorsement, and then sent out 4, 10, 20, $30,000 mailers across the freaking county.
Oof.
Just because he took a picture with Lisa. Now, I'm going to tell you something, guys, and a few of you on here know that me and Judge Talley used to be friends. I got crap tons of pictures of me and Judge Talley. You don't see me sending out flyers with me and Judge Talley. You know why? Because Judge Talley hasn't endorsed me. He won't endorse. I haven't asked him. My point is that you don't use someone's picture and you don't use someone's name without their permission. And Pascal ripped into Lisa on this, and Lisa clarified it to the level of capacity that she was able to. But I mean, it's it shouldn't be. That should not have happened. It should not have happened.
Let's read some of these comments, man. All right, so Michaela, what's going on with you? How you doing? All right, so
Miss Wilkes in the house.
She says, and you kind of answer this, but just get the Cliff Notes version. I'm not sure if this was asked, but what motivated you to run for clerk of the court, and what are you going to do to utilize your position should you win? Cliff Notes. We keep it moving.
Hold on. We got 3 answers to this. Which one do you guys want? The real answer, the political answer, or what the answer I have now? Because they're kind of merged into 3. So let's start with this. I've had some issues.
Let's only go with the real one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Real one is I've had some issues with that courthouse. Okay. And I've had issues with Tony Covington's office. But the way he wastes our taxpayers' money. And I've been wanting to get into local politics and serve for quite a bit of time. I was going to run in 18. Something didn't work out. I had some family stuff going on. I was going to run in 2022. I was expecting this race between me and Sherry. I had a completely different strategy. Lisa Yates popped up out of nowhere. I didn't even know the heck she was.
For 19 years.
I mean, but I don't. Again, I'm not interacting with that crowd that well. She's just one of many. So, one of many.
I may do this clerk debate.
Hold on a second. Let's talk about what Terry said.
Let's finish over Michaela.
Okay. I'm sorry. What Michaela said.
So that's why you want to run. So what are you going to do? You mentioned.
Okay. So what motivated me? So what motivated me is this. I got some issues. With that courthouse. Okay. Mm-hmm. So there's a little bit of that. We'll just leave it at that. Okay. 2. I'm seeing the way things are going in this county. I'm anti-establishment, just like Michaela. That's probably the only thing me and Michaela agree on is that we're anti-establishment. Okay.
Well, as far as bowling, you probably agree on that too as well.
I probably agree on bowling too. And I just feel like after COVID and everything else, and also sometimes, and any of the folks that are up there coming on in their mid-30s, early 40s, maybe tapping on 50, you start feeling like, hey, it's time to do something. I'm talking something big. And to me, this is a way for me to get in there, for me to get my foot in the door. I want to do community service. I want to use that office as a platform. I want to help people. Honestly, I would not be sleeping 3 to 4 hours a night and making sure I got a cup of tea in my refrigerator so I can drink the whole thing so I can get up and go to work every day. If I did not have some kind of passion, it's not about the $140,000 a year. There's a lot of ways to make $140,000 a year. You know that legally. But I'm just saying that it's not about the money for me. It's not, and if you listen to Sherry Hancock, there ain't no power in it. So what am I doing it for? I'm doing it because I want to help people. Now, how am I going to help people? I really don't I don't have a rock solid plan because I'm not in there yet. I got to analyze the processes. I got to figure out what's going on. Got to learn you trial by fire, Michaela. That's the answer to your question. Trial by fire.
Let's read some more of these comments too as well. Pascal, Rick, this is the second time this week I missed some crazy with you. Look.
What's that?
With me and Pascal, we was talking to having a legitimate discussion with Commissioner Coates until she blocked us.
Oh so, I saw that. I saw the after effect. That I didn't see the before effect. So.
Screenshots live on forever. You know what? It's funny because I took the screenshots knowing that was going to happen the hour beforehand. So just know that I'm one step ahead of you. Let's see what we got here. Julie Brown, you're welcome with helping put up your big signs.
Yeah, that was JB that I gave the shout out on my Facebook. I don't mind. I generally don't like to put too many names out there. By the way, TR is Tom Rigo, since we're putting names out there now. He's my treasurer. And then we also have what I call the turtle. Tony's not going to like this, but that's Tony Tuffalo, another one of my major campaign contributors.
Okay, hey,
if we're gonna go out with names like that, let's go out with names.
Hey, we love names here. All right, Derek Terry, what's going on with you? As I looked at your page and you mentioned that you would give back to a community by donating a portion of your government salary to underprivileged children in your community.
What's the bottom part of that, Mr. Terry?
Well, let me read the rest of it too as well as we go into the whole thing. He says, with your current debt and loss of current salary, when would you start and how transparent would you be in this generous endeavor? Okay,
first couple things. I'm not going to get sworn in until December. I'm not. No offense to the Republicans out there. Sorry, Miss Stacy. I literally got to do something incredibly stupid, which I've grown out of, by the way, to not get elected in November if I win the primary. And I'm up against two amazing competitors that I know of. I do not know Miss Henderson. I don't know anything of her. She's a ghost. But I'm up against two amazing competitors, Miss Rob and Miss Lisa. So I'm going to give you guys a plug there. But anyway, so between July and November, I make enough money in my job to clear the debt. To me, it's a lot of debt. To me, any debt is a lot of debt. I owe $500. That's a lot of debt. We're talking a couple grand. Not a lot. Okay?
I'll get it afterwards somewhere.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a couple $1,000s, guys. It's not nothing I can't clear between now and December. Mm-hmm. So, to answer Mr. Terry's question is immediately, my first paycheck from the apparently it comes from the Maryland Judiciary. I was corrected by Miss Hancock on that last night. Clerk's office gets paid from the Maryland Judiciary. There will be a percentage of my take-home pay, not my gross pay, but my net pay. A certain percentage will go to foster care programs here in Charles County. I plan to partner with Pascal and Shauna. I'm pretty sure they would be some good resources in that. I also plan to reach out to social services. I used to be a former foster child, so I understand the struggles that they go through. And listen, I do okay on the salary I make. I'm not going to throw my money, the little bit of money I make out there, but I do okay. Okay? There's a lot of people make a lot less. There's a lot of people make a lot more. I do okay. And I don't mind giving some back to help people because that's really what I'm about. Again, I'm going to keep going back to this sleep thing because literally I don't know what 6 or 7 hours of sleep feels like anymore.
There's another question for you from Zebby.
From who?
Zebby Grant Warren.
I don't even know who she. Oh, I don't even know who she is.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good.
Okay, she's probably at the event the other day.
Hey, more to welcome here in BNY. Joseph, you mentioned customer service several times. Specifically, what is your plan to improve customer service in the clerk's office? I try to be a good politician. Maybe I'm not a good one. I'm going to go back to what Robin said last night, and I believe in it. There's a lot of training opportunities on the front line. And Robin's a supervisor in the courthouse, and she's hopefully someone who's going to help me with these training opportunities. Apparently, the folks on the front line in that clerk's office, there's opportunity. So again, I'm going to go back to day 1 to day 90. I need to learn a job. Mm-hmm. Okay, but I'm also going to partner with those supervisors like Lisa and Robin, and I think there's a couple other that I do not know. We got to get training up to par. We also got to get people to understand that government is service. Okay, government is not a paycheck. You don't come to work to play Candy Crush. I don't have any proof anybody playing Candy Crush. I'm going to use that as an example. So
I had to preface that because I don't want anybody to think that I'm trying to say I'm catching people playing Candy Crush.
No, I know you do research, though.
And I do got a couple birdies in that office, by the way. So, but what I'm getting to is that Robin said it best. There's training opportunities. From someone who works in customer service, who makes my money through customer service, I'm very good at customer service. And again, leveraging those resources, leveraging my leadership and utilizing my team like Robin, like Lisa, like the other supervisors there, like the folks that may be entry level, but like Lisa was entry level, I think until 19 or 18. I could be wrong on that. It's just, I know someone's going to fact check me. I'm just going by what I see from judicial records. I'm going to have to lean on those folks that have been there a while. Mm-hmm. I'm getting emails and Facebook messages from retired clerks. Okay?
Really?
Retired clerks. And I've even reached
Charles County retired clerks.
I don't know where they're from.
Just clerks.
Clerks. They have worked in the clerk's office somewhere in the state of Maryland. Let's put it that way. I will lean on them. I'll lean on any resource I got to make things better there. So, okay, I'm getting 9 out of 10 complaints everybody I talk to when I'm canvassing. Okay, 5 out of 10 is an improvement. I like to get it to maybe, I'm not saying ISO 9003 standards. We got one complaint out of every million, but I like to get maybe a 90% acceptable customer service rating. I'd like to get that because I work in retail, I work in sales. We work on something called a customer service score. 90% is minimum standard. So right now, from the people I'm talking to, I'm going to generously say they're getting a 30% customer service rating score.
Okay.
So that's how I'm going to leverage my current job. People keep saying, "Oh, Joe, you work this, you do that." No, seriously, that's how I'm going to leverage my knowledge and what I do to bring that in there. And I'm going to also use those resources. Those resources are important to me. Even these people attacking me on Facebook, I even told them, "Hey, when I get elected, you said you worked in the clerk's office somewhere before. I may reach out and ask you for help. Doors open."
Hey, I like open doors. I like people that
open door policy, Rick.
Yeah, Facebook. You're not blocking anybody, are you?
No.
No. Oh, that'd be something new in District 2. All right, Pascal, go and set the record straight. I did not go in on Lisa. I brought to her attention that Buddy was using her name and image as an endorsement. I like truth and transparency, so just want to clear that up on Pascal's part too as well. So you're canvassing. Let's talk a little bit more about you're out there. You're knocking on doors. What's as far as what is your campaign like? What kind of campaign you're running here? Signs, all that. How's the whole thing going? The experience of running the campaign.
Okay, so probably going to talk into my brain here a little bit here. If you look at the finance reports, I sent Pascal Lisa's. Hey, what's going on, Zach? I don't got the money she has. Unfortunately.
How much money does Lisa have?
1 second, I'll tell you right now.
We'll
ask a question, get an answer.
She's here watching too as well.
So Lisa's on here?
Yeah, she's on here.
Okay, so let me pull this up. I got the finance reports right here in my files.
Let's find out. Let's see.
No, I'm going to read it to you.
Oh, yeah. I love finance reports. Come on.
I got mine on here, too. Literally, she has, what's the phrase? Eclipsed me. It's not as much as a sitting judge has eclipsed the other candidates, but, that really is an eclipse. That's a total eclipse. That's a total eclipse here. I'm sorry, I got to raise my glasses here.
Oh, my God. Yeah, go ahead. What we got?
Hold on, I can't see things small, so let's see what's in here. I got so many campaign reports in here. Which I think Lisa's is the first one.
Pass that right. It's all public information. It's fair game.
What is the name?
Public information is fair game.
No, that's the sitting judges I got right there. Yates Finance Report right here. I actually named it. Alrighty. $4,200 contributions. Cash on hand, $2,000. Lisa has more on hand on her last report than, actually not exactly, but very close to not only what I raised, but I spent that out of my own pocket. The Bowling family has donated $1,000 to Lisa's campaign. That is what I raised from the Corbett family, from the Burstein family, and a couple other people, and Tony, the turtle. He's gonna hate me for calling him that, but
so you're saying the Bowling's essentially
endorsed outright. You don't give up $1,000 for anything. Mm-hmm. Somebody said this to me the other day. There is no such thing as a free lunch. What does that say? And also, I will say this as someone, again, this is a process, and the folks, Stacy, you know this. Pascal's a treasurer, and you know this. Lisa, Zach, all the other candidates, everybody in this exclusive crazy club that we're in. You only know this because we're part of the process. We can return contributions. We don't have to take money. We can send it back. You can send money to my PayPal, and I don't want any money from anybody watching, but we can return the money.
So there's a couple things here. Left vision thing isn't really that big of a deal. I don't think Zebby does either. So here's the thing that you kind of brought up earlier, that you think that Bowling will have some influence on what Yates does if she gets elected. Based off the money passed.
I don't know, and I don't want to. I'm not trying to leave something hanging, but I really don't know. And that's again one of those growing moments we were talking about earlier. I don't want to make assumptions. I just know that I know that Bowling is connected to one of the places that Lisa volunteers at a lot, and that's kind of like a home base, but they do a lot of events down there in Newburgh, so they know each other through passing. But to me, $1,000 is a lot of money. To me, it's a lot of money. And that didn't come directly from BJ. BJ gave $500. The rest came from other people in his family. So BJ's campaign gave $500. Now, any of us small ball guys, Pascal, Zach, Shauna, Nicole, any of us other outsiders, how can our campaigns give money to other campaigns? We're using our money for signs. We're using our money for business cards. I know Pascal just processed an order for new materials for Shauna. We can't afford to give money to other campaigns. So again, establishment. That's my issue with Lisa. Is she's establishment. She could have returned the money. Well, she could have worked from the resume.
And Derek, he kind of beat me to it just a little bit. But so you said the position isn't really. She wouldn't have really power like the way you use it. So his question here is that how can you influence on a position that supposedly is powerless?
I mean, again, I don't know, and I'm not. Actually, let me take this back. I don't mean I don't know. Period. I mean, I don't know because I don't work there. I'm taking bits and pieces from here and there. And if Lisa's on here, Lisa can comment. Lisa, you're number 3 or number 5. I think you're number 3. She's right behind Miss Tippett. I did get confirmation on that. So she's number 3. Lisa can respond. Is the job really that toothless? Or let me ask you this. Let's say there's a problem. If there's a problem and I call up Channel 7 and I say XYZ problem, this is the clerk of the circuit court from Charles County, and I got an issue. You think they're going to take my call? Pretty sure they would. As Joe Mank, sales guy, IT guy, I probably need 20 people or 2 or 3 Pascals to get them to take my call.
Well, I mean, Yates could say the same thing too as well, or Robin could.
Either or, but see, let's go back to the forum yesterday. I didn't read my resume. I didn't have a piece of paper in front of me. I spoke for the heart. I spoke off the cuff. That's it. I mean, listen, we're just going to be real here.
Please do.
We're going to be real, okay? I went to this forum. Listen, I know politics very well. Okay, a few people watching know that I know politics very well, okay? This is an elected position. This is a political race. Politics will come into play. But I know if I'm running for anything, I'm running for dog catcher. I know that's not a position here in Charles County. I'm at least going to be able to speak on what I'm going to do as dog catcher. I'm not going to say, hey, I rounded up stray pups in my neighborhood. I mean, I'm gonna speak to what I'm going to use the office for. And for me, I have to learn the office to get the efficiency part. That's how I'm going to serve the people, is by being efficient. Now, once I got that down, then I'm going to grow that, use that as a platform. Use that. So, like I said in the forum last night, have a problem, give me a call, open door. I even got hit on the open door. I heard 2 things about the open door. Because I've been hitting Sherry on it, apparently. But first off, is she's scared of me, even though I'm only in the courthouse maybe twice every 4 or 5 months. And 2, then she came back and said, oh, there's secure documents in there. Before COVID, I was in that courthouse at least 2 or 3 times a week.
Why is she scared of you?
I don't know. She said she was scared of me because I pulled her financial disclosure report. And she didn't know who I was. Listen, anybody can do that. You can pull my financial disclosure report. But you do have the option, again, knowing the processes, you can click a box where you're notified if someone pulls your financial disclosure report. So, but here's the deal. You got to go through security to get to the courthouse. So if someone's scared of me or worried about me or whatever, I don't know what the hell she was talking about, to be honest with you. But, hey, you got to go through security. Hey, Mr. Mank's in the building. Hey, bam. I have people from my staff go into that courthouse to walk past that door just to confirm that the door is closed. The door's closed if I'm in the building or not. I can't make this crap up.
Let's read some of these comments real quick.
What do we got?
Fayette says, Lisa's number 3 for what? Exactly.
That's my understanding. And again, I will speak to my ignorance on this. Miss Hancock, I put this on Facebook so I can put this out here. I'm sorry, Bill, but I got to be honest. I'm in front of one of the most honest people I've ever met is Rick. So, Lisa took me out to the wood. Not Lisa.
I didn't pay him to say it.
Sherry took me out to the woodshed last night. Called me on some truths. I'll admit to it. That's why I put the public apology on my blog. Anybody can go to electmank.com. Sorry, electmankforcourt.com. You'll see right on one of my blogs, there's a public apology to the staff and also to Miss Hancock. Because there were some things I didn't know about, and I'll admit that. I've been talking about that for the last 20, 30, 40 minutes. Okay.
This regards to Lisa being number 3.
Yeah, so apparently I didn't know she had recently in the last couple of years made number 3. Because according to open payrolls, she was still getting paid entry-level judiciary clerk number 1 position as of 2019. There's no new data on open payrolls for Lisa Yates.
And Lisa Yates says, no, I haven't. Lisa, that comment was a few minutes ago. If you can just update us exactly what you're referring to, because I want to make sure that we read what you're saying too as well.
Yes, Miss Lisa.
Hold on one second, Pool. I'm going to get back to you in a second. I think we kind of touched on that. Let's see. There's a whole other conversation happening here in this comment section.
I know. We want to get to Lisa first, if you don't mind.
Yeah, we're good. I'm not going to talk on it. I'm kind of reading it too as well. So y'all keep talking about what y'all need to. BNY is a place for open conversation. Y'all keep going back and forth about anything. All right, let's see. Okay, Pool. All right, so we kind of talked on this earlier, but if you want to just circle the wagon back around with your...
No, that's fine, because you talked about it earlier.
Yeah, so he says with your background and temper. So the background, I think, is fair. The temper is kind of subjective.
I mean, let's get back to the temper. The temper is tempered. I mean, I'm not trying to do a play on Woods there, Mr. Poole, but it's being tempered. It has been tempered. Okay? So that's what I have to say about that. I really want to get back to what Miss Yates has to say, because, like I said, I have a lot of respect for Lisa, but I think that it's nice that she's on here, and I'd like to have her comment clarified, so if I have to answer a question, that way I can answer it honestly and on the record.
If she's still in here, she can then respond back to it.
Yeah, you see something I don't, which is fine.
Yeah. All right, so what some things have you learned so far in this campaign process? Some things you wish you probably didn't do that you could take back.
Is that you?
This is me asking.
I'm going to be honest with you, man, a crap ton. I'm going to tell you something. To be honest with you, if no, I don't like that if. I gotta use the power of attraction here. I get hit by a bus and I can't take the oath of office. And because I will win this election. Sorry, Lisa, I love you, but I'm going to win this election. But I get hit by a bus and I can't take the oath, and I got to come back in 4 years. What I would do different? One, I'd fundraise better. A lot of that was pride. I don't want to ask people for money. Okay? Unfortunately, if you're really passionate about something, people will support you. Okay? But I was a little prideful. I don't want to ask people for money. I thought I could do it on my own. And be honest with you, Lisa's kicking my ass on signs. Julie Brown, you'll know that because we've talked about that privately multiple times. I got so much anxiety about signs. But again, me being that analytical person that I keep talking about, how I'm gonna stay on topic, but I'm just gonna shift for a second, Rick. That analytical guy that I am, I said, okay, I can't beat Lisa on signs. How do I beat her? Social media. Let's hit her on, not hit her, but make everywhere. And you're seeing it. Everywhere I go, every person I touch, period, have contact with, not like physically touch.
Metaphysically.
But, yeah. Knows I'm running for office. They got a piece of the platform. I've summed it into a 10-second little mini elevator speech. Everybody I touch. Okay? I can't beat Lisa on signs because I don't have BJ Bowling and his family's money backing me. And honestly, if BJ say, Joe, I'll give you 10 grand right now, I say, BJ, no, thank you. Hamad Mateen, no. I love you, Hamad. Not taking the money. Tony Covington, hell no. Because how am I supposed to be a man about the people if I'm not doing it from the heart? Seriously. So I can't beat her on signs. So what I learned is that maybe I should fundraise a little bit because I'm getting my ass kicked on signs. The other, number two, and I've been getting some help from my underdogs, which honestly I don't think they're an underdog anymore. Miss Shauna and Miss Pascal, they've been helping me out with events. I reached out to Pascal. I said, Pascal, man, I'm lost. I need help. And she's been kicking me some events. Shauna's been kicking me some events. I got other people. I learned that what got me was Lisa's at events that I didn't even know were going on. And I'm like, oh, snap, I'm behind the 8 ball here. So I would have somebody managing events for me, just keeping an eye on it. I got volunteers for the polls. Mr. Corbett knows that. I got volunteers helping me out with other stuff. There's a couple girls in my store helping me. I got volunteers for everything else but events. So I started the game late. So
we talked before you filed.
Yeah. So if I get hit by that bus and I can't take the oath in December and I got to come back in 4 years, you know when my campaign starts? July the 20th. That's when my campaign starts. If, like I said, if that bus hits me,
you gotta get past the 19th.
I'm just saying, I'm worried about that bus. That Yates bus is coming down the freaking road, man.
Oh my God.
No, I'm trying to get people to laugh. Trying to get Lisa to laugh. I was kind of mean to her last night, so I was trying to get Lisa to laugh. Because Lisa is really a very sweet, wonderful woman. I mean, I'll say good things about like I said, I got the competitors I know, I got two wonderful competitors. Robin, very smart, IT-oriented. I had a story. I was at Shauna's event, and somebody was there was telling me about a customer service issue. Robin was on point. Now, I don't know where Lisa was at. I'm not saying Lisa was in the building. She could have been at lunch. She could have been off. I don't know. She could have been campaigning. I have no clue. But I got two wonderful competitors. Okay? But I'm worried about that Yates bus. No offense, Robin. No offense, Miss Henderson. Honestly, I don't even know who Miss Henderson is. She's like Miss Coach. Nobody sees her.
Oh, man. Hey, no lies detected.
I'm sorry. I'm not even reading any of this stuff, so I need to be caught up.
We're good. Let's go with it. So Leftwich says you need some more signs, but you got some help here. Kelly says that she's got a Cricut cardstock and some vinyl, and she can help you make some signs. So, in the DMs, I can exchange some messages and see what you can do for
What I need is a truck and somebody to help me go to Lowe's and pick up the green things. The same thing that Miss Brown did for me, Julie Brown. I mean, I got the money. I still got money in campaign. If anybody pulls up my campaign report, you know that I still have cash on hand. So I just need somebody. Let's go to Lowe's. Let's go get the green fence posts. Let's put them in the ground. I already got the spots. I already got the signs. So, but I appreciate. I mean, anybody who helped with that, I appreciate that. And honestly, I will be transparent. I mean, I don't like to steal from, especially very successful political candidates and presidents, because I study presidential history. I love it. And I love President Obama for the way he speaks. And I also like the fact President Obama was very transparent. And I'm not trying to get an endorsement from Mr. Obama. I know you're out doing your thing. But
he's watching
the man, no, he's not. He's going to be watching because I just mentioned him. I'm going to tag him when I get home. But that man was the first person, even though we just came in the technology back in 2008, he's the first man that opened up the White House website for people to start petitions. Now, I'm not saying I could do that at the clerk's office, man. I'm not the president. I'm just trying to run for president. But my point is that open door means open door. That's why sometimes, even though I'm upset, I'm fired up, and like some people talk to me about my temperament, that passion, and you mentioned it when we were talking off the cuff earlier, that passion sometimes turns into madman. I need to temper the madman part of it. And a lot of these people that are chatting, I agree with what they're saying. But that open door policy, if I did not care about this community, if I did not care about what I was doing, why am I putting my money on the line? Why am I putting my sleep on my sleep on the line? And then and again, I'm going to keep going back to this. I don't make a truckload of money. So then I make probably 30% of my money Saturday and Sunday. Pascal taught me this. Most events are on the weekends. So guess what? I went to my boss. I'm not going to mention his name. He's not watching. I'm pretty sure he will at some point. He was supportive enough and said, hey, I can't give you any money. We can't bring the business into it. But what I can do is make sure you have the days off that you need so you can win this election. So the people at my job, and there's not 45 or 50 of us, Miss Jones, there's probably 25 of us. They all support me. Republican, Democrat, there's a few independents that are actually going to be changing their party affiliations. So, but like I said, I do got people, and I appreciate Pascal, and I appreciate Stacy. Stacy helped me out at the reopen. I appreciate Shauna, Julie. And Julie's right on that. I mean, signs should not be what makes the best candidate.
I agree too as well.
I'm getting my ass kicked on signs, but we talk about the analytical side of things, right? How I'm going to make the courthouse better. That analytical, the way I see a problem, right? I see a problem. I don't have the backing of the establishment that Miss Yates has, okay? I don't have it, and I don't want it either, okay? I'm not soliciting money here. So anybody who sends money, I'm going to return it, FYI. But I'm just saying.
Anybody?
Anybody. Rick, don't send me $5 because it's going right back.
Oh, my God.
But my point is this, is that it should not be about signs. It should be about community engagement. And I learned that from Shauna. And honestly, as much as me and Michaela don't agree on 98% of everything, actually, that's me being too mean, 90% of everything, Michaela's about community engagement, getting out there, talking to the people, listening to their problems.
She says she just appreciate your transparency.
And you know something? I'm going to talk about Michaela for a minute, and I'm not endorsing. I always say this on Facebook. I'm not endorsing her, but I didn't want to judge Michaela for what I read on Facebook and what I hear from my Republican supporters and advisors. I do have some people helping me out on the right side. I went out to one of Michaela's events, and Michaela backed me up on this, and I wanted to hear what Michaela had to say firsthand. I didn't want to hear what someone else was going to tell me about Michaela. I still don't agree with her on 90% of things, but I wanted to hear it from her own self. And I think everybody has the right to be heard. I think everybody has the right to speak their mind, especially in this political process that we're in. So, I'm sorry.
So Tommy says, can we have Lisa on? Well,
Lisa,
this is my realm right here. Sorry. I have talked to Lisa, so that's something I definitely am still definitely interested in setting up. If she's interested in coming on here, I would love to have Lisa on. I reached out to Robin too as well, and I think that's on me. I need to get back to her, but yeah, I'd love to have all these candidates. I'll let every single candidate, everybody running on here. So
I got a couple comments I'd like to respond to.
Please go ahead.
All right, so unfortunately, I'm really bad with names. I mentioned the owner and proprietor of the salon that had Shauna's event the other day. That, again, I got educated by some of the voters. I'm sorry. I'm just going to call you by your last name because I'm really bad with names. Miss Beal. Miss Beal was the proprietor of the salon right there on over in Plaza Way, right next door to Five Guys. I mean, she was very kind enough to open her establishment up not only to Shauna, but Shauna's supporters and her friends. So I want to thank her for that. There's another one I want you to respond to. Me saying what the percentage of Michaela Wilkes.
Oh, Derek Terry.
Yeah. You know, Mr. Terry, I've kind of been a little weary of interacting with you, but and again, it's not politics. It's just I don't know, but I think that Michaela is, and again, this is about Joe Mank today, but Michaela and I are both outsiders. We're outside looking in. And in a very similar, I don't know how to put it, lens, we're kind of in the same boat. I feel like I'm fighting a mountain of money, fighting a mountain of bigotry. I'm fighting a mountain.
Bigotry.
I'm not gonna say bigotry. That's not the right word. I'm fighting a mountain of bias. That's a better word. Bias. I feel like I'm fighting a mountain of money, and Michaela's doing the same thing. And you know, like I said, we don't agree on most things, but it's kind of hard being the guy or the lady on the outside looking in trying to make some change. It really is. It really is. And, you know, and I want to talk about some of these other folks on here. Shauna's always been there to help me out. And she's bipartisan. I mean, and she's about her kids. I mean, I'll tell you about Shauna for a minute here. I'm a father, okay? And so are you, right?
I have 3
kids.
kids.
Those are your kids, right? I'm just joking.
Last time I checked.
Okay. I know I'm getting a little serious here, so I'm trying to break up things a little bit.
You're good,
I just
man.
want to be sure. I just want to be sure.
You are just fine. Continue.
So anyway, I'm out there with Sean at her event, and I saw something that in today's society, knocked my socks off. And to me, this should just be normal. But when Shauna's children respond to her, when mom speaks, the kids shut up and listen. There is no arguments. Mm-hmm. There is no back talk. There is no, excuse me a minute, mom, I'm doing something, I'm texting. No, it's like on it. So that's why I like Shauna for school board, because she's about the children. And as being the mom that she is, those are the type of values that we need in the school board. Our school board is collapsed. I can't, and Pascal and Nicole and Julie and all of them agree with me here. The school board has collapsed.
So this is one thing I'm gathering from you from this entire time we've been here and what I've been talking to you offline too as well. You see yourself as more than the clerk.
Absolutely.
You see yourself more so as an elected official.
Correct.
Doing the job of a clerk.
If you want to phrase it, using that language, yes.
Would you? I don't want to put you in a box.
No, that's fine. I mean, honestly, Sherry put it in a box, and it kind of, I don't want to say it upset me, but maybe it grounded me, and that's why I put that public apology out on my Facebook, not my Facebook. I put it on my Facebook, the link to my website.
Apology to the staff.
And to Sherry too. I also addressed some of the things she did too. And we can read it right here if you want to. That's up to you. It's your.
No, hold second,
it's your thing.
I want to make sure that everyone,
because there are probably a number of people on the staff listening, and I mean I like I said, there's going to be 2,000 or 3,000 people at least looking at this, so we don't need to go through the mission statement. Everybody's read that.
Go to blog,
and it's the first one. And you can read if you don't mind, sir, the title.
As soon as I can pull it up here, because I want to make sure everyone can.
Excuse me for a second.
You're fine.
This phone is just going nuts.
Let's see what we got here. So you apologize, open letter to the staff and to Miss Hancock.
66 new site visitors to the website. I think it was 65 before you.
Okay.
I don't get that in a day.
Look, I'm not gonna say it was us. It's
I don't get that in a day. I normally get like 40 to 50 site visitors.
It could be that time of night. So if you could go ahead and read that right there. Let's go from there.
All right, yeah, keep it over there. So, open letter to Sherry Hancock and the Clerk staff. First off, I'd like to apologize, and I hope. Sorry, I'm going to start over. First off, I'd like to apologize to what I hope will be my staff come December. I'm sorry that I gave off the wrong impression that I'd fire the entire staff.
You want to talk on that?
No, I'm separating myself from the. Sorry, Lisa. Back on this. Those comments stem from personal attacks from a select few people that work in that office. My comments were unbecoming, and from the deepest part of my heart, I am sorry. I hope to work with all of you come December, and I mean all of you, even those that attacked me unprovoked. In regards to my conversation with Sherry Hancock, I would like to apologize if I ever gave you the wrong impression. I pulled your financial disclosure because I was eyeing that position for quite some time. It's called opposition research. I remember having lunch with Ken Talley. I don't know if anybody knows who Ken Talley is. He's a sitting judge, district court. Back in the winter of 2017, and I mentioned to him that I was interested in the position. He said it was ambitious. In the fall of 2021, I was hanging out with Turtle and Tom Rigo. I was with some friends, and I said I was going to run. I was expecting to run against you, and I mean Sherry here. I had a completely different plan than I have now. So please, don't believe anything I've said or done is personal. I also decided to run because I wanted to get into public service and politics for some time. I need to fix that. I love the law, and being a part of the judiciary in some capacity is a dream of mine. In regards to the statements I made about budgets and other things that I do not have knowledge about, I will admit I was wrong to directly speak about policy that I am unfamiliar with. I do believe we can be more efficient in everything we do. I will pivot my message more to my leadership through action portion of my platform. And once again, I sincerely apologize to both you and the staff for my comments that I made that may have demeaned the public service that you, I gotta fix that too, and the office does for the public. In closing, I do believe as an elected leader, we need to be leaders in the community. And that is my vision, to use that office as a platform. While the office does not do anything with IT, I'm surely would hope as an elected leader, I would not be completely powerless to even attempt to work with those that do control those things in the clerk's office. It is my opinion as elected leaders that we should do our, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought here. It's in my opinion as elected leaders that we should do our best to be efficient through our work. I'm not saying you are not, but as you are leaving office, that is a part of my vision. My door is always open to you and anyone on the staff. It is my commitment to you in the office that I will better fact check my statements, be more respectful to the work that is done in the office, and please be mindful that I did not write the Maryland Constitution and I did not decide to make this a political race. That is a part of the process I am now a part of, and I sign my name, Joseph W. Mank. I should have slapped my signature on there, but I've done that plenty of times before.
Your Hancock, your signature.
Oh, come on, man. Oh, no, come on.
Look, man, it's my thing right here. All right, so you said something you should have. You put an open letter out. You apologize for it. Because so this is what just.
I was told, honestly, by multiple of my advisors, more than one, to remove that.
Well, here's the thing, too, as well, is that anytime someone gets in office, they're going to remove some of the staff. That just happens. That's
at the federal level.
That's why a lot of times, and these are conversations I've had with individuals in the government, Charles County, that, hey, we're a little bit nervous when certain people get elected because we're going to get moved out.
Yeah, I was told by Miss Hancock, by Sherry, that I have the entire staff demoralized. Her phrase was entire staff demoralized. But also I get emails that call me a loser because I work in sales and say I don't know anything and I am clueless. So if I am such a loser and I am so clueless, why are people scared of me? Why are people demoralized? That's really what I want to know, Rick. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'm serious. This is the stuff I deal with almost every freaking night.
Look, I don't see your emails.
And I'm not sharing them here on the line. So
I don't want to be tied to anything.
Oh, absolutely not.
Accomplice or I'm not.
Oh, you're thinking you get tied into one of my disorderly charges?
Judge Brown right next to you. I ain't got time.
I don't got no beef with Judge Brown. I only got issues with financial reports.
That's not what I'm saying. But so, God,
hold on a second.
I lost my train of thought too as well. No, but
I got to see this.
No, I'm gonna get back to this. But I can see why some of the things you said will make people nervous because they think you're gonna walk in there and fire all of them. People eat, families, jobs, all that.
Yeah, I understand that, and plus we're in the middle of a recession too.
Gas
and people
prices
are worried.
All-time high.
Guys, I like to drink. People know that, but I also like to drink a lot of milk. Okay. Dude, I go through 3 gallons of milk a week, which I've been told by one of my...
Jesus Christ.
Yes, I know. Dude, milk went from $3.60 a gallon to like $4.50 a gallon right next door to my job. And there's an episode of The West Wing where they were talking about how people are out of touch. And the president asked his personal aide, Charlie, and says, what's the price of milk? And he starts quoting 4 or 5 different places what the prices are, because the folks who are not middle class, the folks that are struggling, Michaela can agree with this, the people who do not, they're counting those nickels. I'm nearly not counting 80 cents, but I saw a dramatic jump. I saw a dramatic jump in the price of milk, and I drink a shit ton of milk. And what about the folks that are making $24,000 a year? What about Miss Kobe, who works at my store, who struggles, who works in Miss Coates' district, who's worried about blowing a tire on a road because she can't afford to replace a damn tire? I could afford a 60 or 80 cent jump in milk, okay? What is that, $3 more a week to me? What about the person who doesn't have $3 a week to spare? Sorry, I'm sorry, now that passion came out, but not the madman passion. We're going to keep talking about that madman passion because it does come out.
Let's get to some of these comments real quick. I got nothing for that. All right. Yeah.
Hold on, Mike.
Stacey says she'll help you with your milk addiction, and we'll go from there. This is what I want to talk about. So Fayette had a comment here, and this is what we kind of talking about this one too as well.
That's in the Maryland Constitution, Mr.
You have
Jones.
the power to fire.
I mean, it's my understanding through the Maryland. Again, I'm probably wrong here. Okay, because I was only reading Cliff Notes, and I've not gone through the complete Maryland Constitution. But it's my understanding as an elected official, you have hire and fire capability. Now, there was a lady, Lauren Ross. I'm going to call out names now. Lauren educated me. She works in the office.
Oh,
she
nice.
Educated me. I'll give Lauren credit. Shout out to Lauren. I'm pretty sure she's a listener. She's going to listen later. She educated me that it has to go through... HR up in Annapolis. But don't you think they're going to listen to the elected leader? And I do got friends down there that are already elected already. So partner me with a couple people, especially the guy that's going to swear me in. I'm pretty sure that definitely with a little bit of noise with that office. See, that's what I want to use that office for, is make noise for the people. So if I want to get rid of somebody, I want to hire somebody, I'm not saying I could just like, Lisa, you're gone. Robin, you're gone. Lauren, you're gone. I can't do that. She's right about that. But I definitely can use that office to make noise, and I could definitely use that office to lean on HR. But I will say this right now. On the record.
Uh-oh.
On the record, and I'm careful about the record. First 90 days, I have no intentions of letting anyone go or trying to get rid of anybody or lean on anybody for any HR decisions. Because you know what that goes back to? I have to learn a job. Mm-hmm. I got to learn who can teach me, who can't teach me. That's important. So first 90 days, there are no HR decisions coming from my office. I'm going to, literally the first 90 days, if Miss Tippett decides to stay on, and if Miss Tippett leaves, then guess who's next? Could be Robin or Lisa. They're going to be running the office while I learn how it goes. Dude, I mean, it's not deep. It's not deep, Rick.
No,
I'm just telling you.
It's not that. I'm looking at Pascal's comment.
I don't see what Pascal's saying.
He said, Lisa, you got 90.
Hold on. Facebook user anonymous? Trump Jr.?
I have no idea what that is.
Okay, does anybody know how the federal process works when someone gets elected to the presidency?
Oh, Pascal.
I want to speak to this for real quick, and then we'll get to that.
Come on.
So, in the federal process, when we change administrations, everybody, 99% of every incoming president, even if you're reelected, they have to submit their letter of resignation, and they got to get reappointed. Mm-hmm. Okay? And I'm not asking the clerk's office to do that if I'm elected. I'm going to take the first 90 days to learn the damn job. And you're going
to learn the people.
Learn the people, learn the processes. That's what's important. So I can analyze the staff, the processes, and analyze what's going on so I can figure out what I need to fix.
So essentially,
staff, processes, everything.
So essentially, is everybody on the clock?
I mean, what do you mean on the clock?
Like, you have 90 days.
I mean, I'm not going to say 90 days. Like, it's not a definite number.
90 is a number.
If you're going to use a number, I got to pick one.
Okay.
I mean, I could say 120. I could say a year. The problem is I only get 4 years until I got to go back through this process again. So I want to get things started to the point where after the second year, there's no doubt they're going to reelect me to another term. And I'll also say on the record right now, there'll only be 2 terms, 8 years. That's it. And I'm moving on.
To what?
I haven't decided yet. Only 2 terms, guys. Lisa. Hold on. Lisa's 42. Hold on a second. Lisa's 42. Robin's 50. And I'm pretty sure when I leave, Lisa can take over.
Hold a second. Hold up.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Hold up. 2 terms. All right. Let's just focus on this before we go to political aspirations of Maryland. Let's just focus.
No, I don't have any other aspirations. I'm just saying I'm going to be there.
Let's just focus on what we have here before 2 terms, and we go from there. Because I mean, let's take our time here. All right.
One step at a time, right?
You know what? I'm gonna say something. You brought to me doing a debate with Lisa at first, and I was like, sure. You know what? I'm all in. If she wants to do it, I have her sit right here to seat next to you, and we can make it happen. Robin, let's do it.
No, me and Robin would be a fair fight. Robin and I would be a fair fight.
What do you say about Lisa?
Lisa, like I said, is a very sweet and wonderful woman.
But here's a conjunction.
She doesn't speak well. She doesn't speak well.
Damn.
It was proven in front of like 90 people yesterday. It got reported back to 3 of my advisors on the right side and 2 of my advisors on the left side. Uh-oh, there's a Miss Thompson in there.
She called you a criminal. We talk about everything on Case Church too as well.
What are you late to the game, Miss Thompson?
It's a clip. The clip will be available for human consumption.
Yeah, that's fine. I know everything. This is going to exist forever. And that's why I was a little worried about getting on it. But like I told you, I was going to get ahead of those issues. I'm going to talk about the clerk's office. I'm going to talk about leadership through action. I'm going to talk about what I can do for Charles County.
You see, Melissa Thompson late to the party.
Miss Beal.
That we took care of. I'm sorry, about an hour and a half ago. All right, let's keep going. Let me read some.
Hold on.
We're good.
Sorry, I just can't see the screen.
We're good. Michaela Wilkes entertaining interview. This has been a podcast for sure.
This is addiction.
I told y'all before. I told y'all.
Yeah, I'm getting fat from the milk. I'm sorry, Stacy. By the way, Miss Stacy Lynn, she is a health person. She is. I know she had some health issues in her youth, and she's definitely all about eating right and what you put in your body is what I've gathered from the things I've seen on her Facebook. So.
All right, so we're probably about between the audio issues we had earlier and where we're at right now. We're about at 2 hours, so let's go from here.
All right.
Hold a second. I think Derek Terry had a question here. All right, here it is. There it is. That's what I'm going to go to. All right, you have a point,
Mr. Corbett, as you were.
You have appointed positions and standard government positions. If an employee is a government employee and not appointed, you would need just cause to fire or let someone go.
Oh, this is a Maryland. Maryland's an at-will state. So unless someone's a protected class, you don't need a good reason to fire someone unless they're a protected class. You can't fire someone for race, sex. You can't fire for someone based on their sexual identity or anything like that. Protected class, okay? But again, I need to read the Maryland Constitution. I keep talking about being a legal geek. I really need to dive into that. It's very confusing, to be honest with you, because I understand federal law very well. When it comes to the Maryland Constitution, it's broken up and it's amended so much. Unlike the federal law, it's amended way too much. Sorry, CT, for throwing that out there, but you guys in Annapolis got to make the laws a little cleaner. But anyway,
who hasn't this man called out and named? Hey, I'm all for it. I got no problem.
Mr. Mank needs my doctor. Thanks, Mikey.
How can we ensure that lands are being divided and not redlined by the county? Is that something that the clerk office would take care of?
Hold on a second. I gotta think on this for a second. How can that's actually a very honestly, of all the questions that have been answered, that's probably the best one I've seen all night. How can we ensure that lands are being divided and not redlined by the county. So what do you mean by being divided and redlined? Let me ask you that, Miss Beal. That's a very good question. And I'd like to answer because I actually do have access to some of the records, some other systems. Yes, Mike, I did. I just, again, because the CARES Act was very clean and cut. It's federal law. When Congress passes a bill, it's very clean and cut. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way to Z, and they circle back to A, and they do it like 20 times. Maryland law, they pass a law, then they amend it, and then they do this, then there's another amendment of a part of that amendment. Maryland law is very confusing, especially when you're reading through the Constitution.
She's talking about access to affordable land.
Access to affordable land.
Is that something your office would handle?
I mean, we record deeds. We record deeds and conveyances. And come on, Lisa, help me out with this. Honestly, I'm going to go. I'm not going to go to the. I'm going to go to the bench on this. I'm going to go to the bench. Lisa, help me out on this if you're still here, because I don't know.
Yeah, Melissa, I'm reading your comment too as well. And Leftwich just put it out there. I mean, what's different is someone's grandmother taking the bus to work every day, which my grandmother did for years. Oh, there's your driver's license. Oh, well. There it is. I think everything in case search is, I think that's all fair game.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I told you when I came in the door. I told you like a month ago I was fine with that.
Yeah, but I don't give a damn if you took a Uber to work every single day or not.
I don't like to drive.
I don't either.
Why is that? Why is that about the office? To me, that's nonsensical.
You said people are coming for you.
That's, I mean,
look, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Let's get back to Miss Beal's question. Access to affordable land. Okay, so land sold for commercial versus residential. That I will have to defer to the Honorable Gilbert Bowling and the Honorable Miss Coates and Stewart and Collins, and I can't remember Mr. Rucci. Those folks are the ones that control zoning and things like that, not me. We just record it.
I think it's the Office of Planning. But
Office of Planning?
Yeah.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with we now, if they say Ricky Williams bought something, I have to record that appropriately and effectively and efficiently. But I don't determine who owns what or where. I don't determine any of that. And Lisa doesn't, nor does Sherry. So
the Honorable. Both. Hey, well, y'all sitting next to each other. Both y'all had the same comment. That's
Come on, hey Pascal, please don't throw me under the bus. You know I love you.
This is get close to wrapping this thing up.
All right, yes, sir.
All right, this is what we should do. Hold on one second. Kelly. Okay, let's know the particulars of a specific case. People shouldn't hold a bunch of value into a judiciary list. Go ahead.
Anything that's public record that's not been expunged by a judge, you guys can easily walk into the district court's office and request it. Anybody who, like Mr. Poole, who has access to inside records, you guys go through Tyler Technologies and the Odyssey system, and you can if you're on the inside of the building, you can pull up the paperwork because I do it all the time. So yeah, she's absolutely right. Thank you, Kelly, for your support on that, or at least not support for me, but support for the facts.
All right, Joseph W. Mank.
Welcome to the Peanut Gallery, Ricky.
Yeah, that's because I Leftwich and Pascal. They over here. They love them in the comment section. Love what they do out here for us at BNY. All right. Tell the voters right now, if you want to take about 5 minutes, convince them why they should vote for you.
I mean, everything I have to say is really on my website. I mean, I'm not trying to be one of those candidates that go from a stump speech. Actually, I gave a candidate running for governor on the Republican side a lot of crap because every time I heard that individual speak, I heard the same thing every time they went. So I don't want to be that person, okay? But a lot of what I have to say is on the website, okay? And I did get schooled by Sherry last night. I'll admit it. That's the reason I had a conversation. I got, as we say in different places, I got took out to the woodshed, got my ass beat a little bit.
Oh, yellow style?
Yeah, but listen. Part of being a man, part of someone who wants to grow, is that I learned from it. I could have taken my ego. I could have been a narcissist and said, "Hey, no, you have no clue what you're talking about. I'm a genius. I know everything." No, this lady has the office. The lady's had the office 17 years. Before then, she was deputy, and before then, she was where Lisa was at, and before then, she was entry level. Since the time I was born, and I'm 40 years old, so I got a lot of respect for Miss Hancock, a lot of respect. So I took, even though she took a lot of things I said personally, I had a lot of respect for what she had to tell me. Okay? So hold on, Rick.
Just keep talking. Don't worry about that.
So what I'm getting to is that the reason I want people to elect me is that I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to grow. I'm willing to be transparent. I knew you guys were going to hit me on this. I knew Poole was going to hit me on it. Before I even wanted to get on the podcast, I talked to a guy that works at my store. You know who he is. I'm not going to mention his name. And then I reached out to you multiple times. And I was worried about it. But I said, you know something? I'm running for office. Let's just put it all out there. And I addressed it. I hope I addressed things the best I could. I'm not a perfect person. I'm a human being. I'm a person. I'm a man. I'm a guy that works a middle-income job in a high-income level and high-income area with a high cost of living. And the little bit of resources I have, I put on the line because I want to change the community. Okay? I mean, I go to these events. I went to Reopen. It cost me $100 to go to Reopen last week. And I'm glad to. I had a nice time down there. But that comes out of my pocket. I'm not billing that to the campaign. I mean, I don't know if I could or not or whatever. I mean, but the point is that this is my money. This is my time. This is my sleep. Okay, I could sit in my cozy little sales job and make my 70 grand and change a year and just and not have to worry about this. I'm doing this because I want some change. I want to do something for people. And what COVID taught me is that we need to come together as a community. Okay, screw if you're a Republican, screw if you're a Democrat. All these people on here, you see these folks, multiple parties here talking about me. And I'm a moderate. I'm right there in the middle. I'm here to try to bring change to Charles County. I'm here to try to stem the lunacy that's happening in this freaking county. That's why I'm willing to stand up to BJ Bowling, knowing the more I yell at him, the more money he's going to give to Lisa. I go to the Celebrate La Plata, not Celebrate La Plata event. It was the one of the La Plata events they had. Tony Covington showing Lisa Yates around the grounds. Because I'm constantly on Tony, constantly. I'm constantly at BJ. I never had issues with Sherry, but, I really don't either now because, I really don't have major issues with Lisa with the fact that she's tied to bowling and she's establishment. So I just want some change. However we have to make it, let's do it. Let's do it together. Screw Democrat, screw Republican, screw Independent, screw Libertarian. Sorry, Sam. But let's come together as a community because right now, if we don't come together, we're going to lose everything. Pay attention to the news. Pay attention to inflation. I can't do anything about this from the clerk's office. I'm just talking about community involvement. Come together as a community. Screw politics. Screw party. Let's work together. And guys, I'm sorry. I've been told I'm a smart guy. I'm a passionate guy. I'm trying to get into some place of, as Sherry said, nearly toothless power. So I can have a platform so when someone comes to me with a mosquito problem, for Christ's sakes, I can actually try to do something about it. For some reason, the mosquito problem is important to this lady. You know what? She's a Charles County citizen. If I'm elected, that problem's important to me too. I'm done.
Read this comment from Miss Bill. Joseph, as the county grows and the cases become more and more, I would like to know that there is a clerk in the county's office that we can continue to go to so we're sure that the court cases and documentation are done accordingly. I want to make sure that if we vote for you once you get in office, you, Joseph, will be willing to continue to speak with a consistent about being consistent about any concerns that may have with these things such as county recording cases, documents being submitted, escrow cases have been closed or open, et cetera, et cetera. How accessible will you be?
I'm open door right now, and that's not going to change. I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm talking to Lisa supporters at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't have to. I'm not going to flip those voters. They're still Charles County citizens. They still have concerns. Mm-hmm. I'm up at 3 o'clock. I get an email. I'll respond to it. I've had some advice that I need to have office hours. Not Miss Coates' office hours, of course, but I'm just saying. I've been told that I need to have actual office hours because, like I said, guys, I'm all in on this campaign. Literally, I'm giving it everything I got. Okay, and I'm not going to keep hitting Lisa with the money and the signs, but the thing is, man, I'm all in. So I'm open door right now, and that's not going to change. Okay, now when it comes to her particular issue, this is not a part-time business. This is a 50 to 60 hour a week job, by the way, Mr. Terry, the way I see it. And the county, if you look at my platform, the county's going to pay me a good salary, and I plan to earn every penny of it and more.
So his thing is that what he says here is that if someone to learn a job in 90 days, it's a full-time position. Is that part-time? Maybe I could see it. I mean, even the commissioners are part-time. I prefer that if we could, move into a direction where it's full-time. It'd probably be better for everybody.
Robin who?
Hold on one second. The job description is public knowledge, which you have expounded on what the job is and what it does.
I mean, I got that information from public knowledge.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like cook it up. I didn't get it from experience like Lisa or Robin.
But Terry's big thing is that he wants you day one ready to go, up and running the courthouse versus
that's not gonna happen.
Give me
I'll
3
admit
months.
I'll admit it.
Well, someone like Lisa or Robin's already been there.
They will.
Day one, they're going to be ready to go. They already know the process.
Yeah, but the thing is are they going to be establishment? Are they going to be about change? Or are they more about status quo?
As far as the clerk goes?
I'm talking about period, not as an elected leader.
Because you see this job more so as an elected position versus just a clerk of the court.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a difference of opinion. Okay.
I mean, no. I agree with you.
There's nothing. No, I'm saying there's nothing wrong with that at all.
I mean, I see this as bigger than the box that Sherry put it in. And like I said, I think I said it at the meeting, Sherry keeps the trains running on time. Okay? But they're doing a good job there. I want to do a great job. I want to do an excellent job. And when people talk about my job, I get attacked on Facebook and emails on it. But the thing is, I work on that NPS score. I work on that customer rating score. I keep my job based on that. Okay? I make my $70,000 a year salary based on my customer service level.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? If I got a 50% customer service rating over the course of 90 days, I'd be at Wawa. Okay? I wouldn't be at Wawa. The point is that
no disrespect to anybody who works at Wawa.
No, I'm just saying I'd be fired. The point is that I would get canned. If I had a 50% customer service rating, I would get canned. That's what I'm trying to say.
I got you.
I got to keep it 90% or better.
Mm-hmm.
And but back to Terry thing, I can't do it. I have to be honest with myself on my own expectations. Okay, I have to learn a job.
I respect that. I definitely do. Because you could say that, yeah, I've looked everything up, day one, ready to go, when in reality, you're not.
No, you're absolutely right.
Let's see what else we have here. Pascal. So you're not knocking on doors at 3 a.m., are you?
No. Who the hell says I'm knocking on doors at 3 a.m.?
Well, just you say you're knocking on the door at 3 a.m., you're getting cussed out in two, three, maybe 4 languages.
Hold on. Hold on, we got to go through this. Hold on a second.
Right
Who
here.
said this?
Right here.
3 a.m., protect your energy. Cardiac. No one is knocking at my door at 3 a.m. No, when I'm talking, what Pascal's talking about is the fact that, let's say this, and we're going to talk about.
What's what you're talking about? You said at 3 a.m. you still have a conversation with supporters.
So what we're talking about is not people knocking on my door, but what's happening is, let's say I'm laying in bed, because I'm going to give you guys a little impression about my bedroom. So I got my bed, at the head of my bed it's an XPS laptop.
It's very intimate.
It's just not intimate. It just goes into my brain. You're talking to the inner Joe here. The inner Mank. Mank.
Where's Dev take over this mic? Hey, Dev.
So anyway, there's an XPS laptop that sits at the head of my bed. Okay, 17-inch XPS laptop. So I'm laying there and I'm sitting there like, hey Joe, it's 1 o'clock. You got to stop working social media. You got to let go of the campaign. You got to enjoy some time for yourself. You got to relax. I dream about this damn campaign, folks. I dream about it almost every night. When I say I'm all in, I'm all in. I can't even get pleasant dreams. I'm dreaming about the damn thing. So anyway, long story short, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm sitting here watching a movie, and then because I'm a tech guy and I'm a little, I don't know, try to be informed. Ding 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 on my phone. I'm like, what the hell is this? It's freaking 2:30 in the morning. Who the hell is bothering me 3 o'clock in the morning? I start getting emails. Now, somebody else besides me, and somebody who actually will be me very soon, will just ignore that and go back to his movie. But I'm running a campaign for a political office, and this is a potential voter. And I'm out there advertising an open door policy. So, hey, open door means open door.
Oh,
I'm going to respond.
Pause right there.
What do we got?
All right, Melissa, look. You said he didn't have a license. You provided a license. Multiple times you made comments in here and provided no receipts. If you have something worth sharing.
Hold on. Who's after me now?
I was like, you got. If you have something worth sharing, please share it. I'll read it. But if it's just a bunch of hearsay, then there's nothing I can really do with that for you. But please, Joe, don't worry about that. Just keep going so we can move this podcast
No, that's
forward.
fine. I know we can go to other stuff. No, this is I don't know who this individual is, but it's one of the people that are one of the many people that are hitting me in the middle of the night.
There was something tangible, like Poole had tangible stuff. So we talked on it,
but he was getting information from privileged sources.
That's fair too as well. But
yeah,
we did a whole license thing, went from there. Unless it's something legitimate, we can just keep it moving.
No, and that's that. I don't know. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to follow your leadership on this, Rick.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we got to stay positive.
Let's get back to your bedroom.
So anyway, at the head of my bed, where there's my pillows. I got them from a very nice furniture place that I work. Anyway, I got my XPS laptop. Really beautiful, fantastic laptop. Love it. Anyway, I can't go to sleep without something to listen to. So anyway, long story short, I'm sitting there watching a movie. I'm relaxing. I'm forcing myself to relax from the campaign. And then I get this email. Because I get it from my phone. You've been hearing this all night. This happens to me constantly. Buzz, 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 buzz.
It has been vibrating.
And I'm like, okay. Now, then I'm thinking, hey, how can you say you have an open door policy? No, Pascal's right. Shouldn't be responding to messages at 3 o'clock in the morning. But I'm like, shit, open door policy. Let me shoot off an email.
A 24-hour policy.
The opposite of Miss Coates. She works 24 hours a day. But anyway,
24 minutes.
I'm sitting here watching this movie called The Candidate. By the way, a very good friend of mine, one of my advisors, wanted me to watch this movie. It's an old Robert Redford movie. Anyway, I'm not going to, plug
it's
Robert.
Very
Redford,
on the nose.
Anyway, it's a good movie. It's about a guy who wants to basically speak his mind, and the system is trying to twist him. So anyway, I get this email, and I respond to it. And then I get caught in a thread till 6 o'clock in the morning, and I got to be at work at 9 a.m. Sorry, I got to be at work at 9:30. Mm-hmm. And now I'm, again, on 2-3 hours of sleep, and I should have been watching the damn movie. I mean, literally, that's my open door policy. I mean, I definitely need office hours. But right now, to me, I'm all in. This is a campaign for me, for my life, for my county, and that's how I'm running it. To me, people have told me, Joe, you sound like you're running for president for something. You're running for clerk of the court.
Yeah, that's what I've said too as well.
Yeah, but the thing is that this is my money, my time, my sleep. I can't even enjoy a movie that a very good friend of mine recommended me. He said, Joe, you like politics. You'll enjoy this. I can't even enjoy a damn movie without people harassing me. Now, Pascal's right. You better be bringing coffee.
Man, this podcast.
This is Joe Mank, man. This is Joe Mank.
This podcast has been, I thought it was going to be, I was like, you know what? I know this is going to be somewhat entertaining and just kind of out there. You've exceeded my expectations, sir. Is
that a good thing or bad thing? Be open record?
For business, it's absolutely great. That's fantastic.
As a voter?
As a voter? So this is my thing. Me talk to you as a voter. There's some things there that 11 cases on you in the past. All right, I'm a very forgiving individual, but I still like to know exactly what happened with a lot of that stuff. You talked on it. I'm pretty sure next couple of days. What I'm
going to do to that is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go down to district court. I'm going to go to district court.
You should put all that on your website.
What I'm going to do is go to district court. I'm going to pull the probable charge statements, and I will explain every single one of the criminal sides of that. Because there's only like 4. I will explain all the instances to those,
and that's what you should do. Because I like transparency and accessibility first and foremost.
Listen, to me, honestly, you're a Democratic voter. And to me, one of my policies, and Pascal knows this, 1 vote at a time is my policy. I'm trying to win people over 1 vote at a time. I'm not trying to put a big sign on 301 and trying to grab people like I'm fishing. Miss Yates. But I'm out there because I can't beat the signs. I'm out there 1 vote at a time.
Shawnee got that Boost Mobile. It's after 9 o'clock. Should be good to go. Let me ask you this: as far as debates go, are you willing to debate anybody?
Absolutely. Anybody in the clerk's office, or if you can make it happen, I will pay money for this. If you can get Tony Covington in that chair, I would love to see it.
You want to debate Tony Covington as a clerk candidate?
No, not as a clerk. Anybody in the clerk's office, I'd love to. I'd love to have a conversation with Tony Covington. But you said anybody. The word was anybody. Mm-hmm. So I'm framing it that way. Anybody in the clerk's office? Absolutely. I think the most productive discussion would probably be me and Robin. Robin and I. Unfortunately, this race, according to the data I have seen, is Lisa and I.
Okay.
So, hold on. I got to read the debate Tross.
Don't worry.
No,
about
I'm not
that.
touching that. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
Don't worry
Rick,
about
just
that.
go to district court, all the information. See, yeah, pool's right there. So pool's somewhere in that office.
You know, you said you had people like come before you. At first, I was like, all right, this guy's on
I don't even know who Poole is. I don't even
Charles
recognize
County
the name.
conspiracy. But this is interesting, man.
So, hold
this is
on.
highly interesting.
I mean, I'm not reading all these comments. I'm probably reading them when I get home. But all the guys I've been talking to, I know you want to wrap this up, but all the people I've spoken with on the trail, Zach, Pascal, Shauna, Michaela, all the folks I've spoken to on the trail, what are your all's opinions of me? I'm talking about the folks that I've personally have met. Actually, even if you're not running for office, I want to hear your opinions. If I personally met you, I want to hear your opinion. Is that fair, Rick?
Absolutely, you're a candidate for sure.
Yeah, I want to hear the people that have personally met me, not people who pulled records, not people who have issues with some of the things I've said, not any of that stuff. I want to hear from the people that have personally met me.
Well, while that populates on here, we go from there. Pascal, I'm officially drunk. Hey, Pascal, I may hit you up after this podcast is over. I got questions about some other things too as well. But
so you're drunk, Pascal? Pascal, I never thought you were a drinker.
Oh man,
annoying little brother.
All
yeah,
right, so
she's right.
This is time to podcast. Where I go over my next list guest for the rest of the month. So,
All right, like
Monday we got Sarah Proctor. She'll be on here. We're doing a 2 p.m. episode on Monday the 20th. Dowry Butler Washington will be here on Thursday the 23rd. Deron Tross will be here on June the 27th. That's a Monday. Followed by Jamila Smith on the 28th and Julie Brown on the 30th. I want to make sure I got that right too as well because I've been going back and forth. I know there's an event on the 29th as far as school board, if I'm right. If someone school board can talk about that. I want to make sure I'm not saying the wrong thing here, but that's our guess for the rest of the month. I would like to fit in another podcast somewhere in between those dates too as well. So if you're interested and available, we can make something work. But that's the next couple of guests. We'll have an announcement tomorrow officially. That's right, Mr. Leftwich. You are absolutely right. Yes.
Miss Kramer, I never heard your opinion.
Yep, Julie Brown, Board of Education. Yep, she's on there. It's quite a lineup. Nicole, that's right. Yep, June 29th. That's a school board event. It's it's for District 1 and District 2 Board of Education candidates. Because Julie was going to come on that day, but I wanted to make sure that she was there. So we were good to go. Yeah, June 27th, Deron Charles, he'll be on here. That's locked in. We're good to go.
That's interesting. That's gonna be fun.
I mean, you know, there's one podcast I could follow this one up between. I don't know. I got a couple interesting guests coming up. It's gonna be interesting. Come visit Sean and I this Juneteenth. Drop the date, Pascal, please. Yeah, I got dates. I'll read them out. Drop them. I got events coming up. Drop them. I'll read it out. We still got a good chunk of people here, so please, throw your information out there. But Joseph, you've been a very, very interesting interview here.
Did I live up to the entertaining part of it? That's the question. That's what I was trying to.
Beyond it.
I used to work for a guy. He told me that 60% of my pay was for the work I did, and 40% was because I was entertaining. I got that backwards. I apologize. It was 60% because I was entertaining. 40% was for the work I did.
I was sort of check my inbox by Nicole real quick. June 18th, we got a ribbon cut in the Phoenix Run basketball courts. June 16th at Gilbert Run, 12 to 6. The bus drivers are having a cookout for their whole movement too as well. Please, if you can, if you're available. I think it's the first day out of school too. It's the first day out of school. Not the teachers though. They just have to go in on Thursday, which is that kind of sucks for them. But anyone else, if you're available, Gilbert's Run on June 16th. Show up there, please.
I'll be at Juneteenth. On the event right there at the Shops of Waldorf. That's close where I work, Pascal. So I'll be right there.
Let's see, Nicole. I haven't got anything yet from you as far as my inbox. June 18th. I need to talk to a few people, but I don't want to tease anything yet. But we're trying to work with a special guest, myself and Dev, to do a podcast on the event site for the Juneteenth committee. So there's a few things we got to work on our end, but that should take place. We're all pretty much available. Sir, go ahead.
I just got one thing to add. I know that there's some events coming on that's being held by the NCAACP. I definitely will be at the Forum on the 28th. Depending on my work schedule, I will definitely try to attend as many as I possibly can because I also want to, not only show support for the organization but also for the candidates. I think that they're doing a great service for the community by basically opening the door for everybody, the community and the candidates, to be heard, and I think that's fantastic. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fantastic, and I'm definitely going to be there for my forum. But all the other candidates out there, I will definitely be there for yours if my schedule allows.
Good. Let's see what else we hear. Juneteenth would be at the shops at Waldorf Center. Yep. Charles County bus drivers attendance. We talked about that one. Gilbert Run on the 16th. What's up, Carlos? Michaela, I gotta have a drink with Joseph. I definitely see how he's in sales.
We got to talk about that later, Michaela.
Let's see. Will we do an election coverage? Yes. July 19th. We'll be live. We will definitely be live. I guess we could talk about our two guests we'll have here. They've already agreed to it. I don't want to put anyone on the spot, but Allie should be back on the podcast with us, and Derek Terry too as well. So and myself and Dev. So that'd be quite a lineup for that entire night.
It's my understanding when it comes to the local elections, we're not going to really get results on our local side probably till about 10:30. I don't know. I mean, I'm again not trying to set your.
Oh no, we're gonna be here all night, baby.
You know, I mean, we're probably, depending on. I have a feeling that my race is going to be incredibly tight.
We think
it's going to be decided by less than 1,000 votes. I'm willing to put money on it right now.
Oh, so you're saying a judge may have to overlook this?
No. I don't know the law on that. I got to be very careful on what I say because, like I said, you can't practice law without a license. But I have a feeling it's going to be between 500 and 1,000 votes on my race. I think the school board races. I'm going to be sending out I've already talked to a few of the candidates. I'm going to be sending out my private endorsements on my email list. The ones that I do endorse will get a email. I ask you guys to keep that private. But I'm sending that to my personal group.
Is that normal for a candidate that doesn't hold office to do endorsements? I'm not sure how that works.
Honestly, I don't know. At least not at the local level.
You're not establishment. You're kind of like who you are. So
yeah, thing is that I am really big. I'm a parent, and I'm right now. I've learned a lot from these school board candidates. A lot. I'm telling you, a lot. And I definitely, like I said, my kid's in Vancouver, Washington. So I have a dog in the fight, but my son's not here. But I do see how our school board needs changing, and I see a lot of passion and I see a lot of intelligence, especially coming from Zach Ball, that we need some change here. And Nicole's another one. So anyway, I'm not going to put my whole list out right now. I told you I'm going to keep it private. I'm already slipped half of it, but yeah, I'm going to put my private list out there.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Hey, it's your campaign. Run as you see fit, sir. Let's see. Diary Brother Washington just got back from canvassing. That's crazy. As soon as I mention your name in the podcast.
What is it, 10 o'clock?
Yeah, we time travel here. As soon as I mention your name in the podcast, you pop up in here. Hey, I can't wait though. June 23rd. That's gonna be a very good podcast too as well. Diary Brother Washington School Board, District 3. Let's see. Derek Terry doing public endorsements for delegates and commissioners. His picks. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one too as well. Derek, if you could tell us what day you're going to do that, when you're going to be, when that could be out for us on
is that going to be
YouTube
public,
page.
Terry?
What's that,
Mr. Terry? Is that going to be public?
Yeah, it's absolutely public.
Oh, okay. I didn't. I'm sorry. Again, I'm the glare. So yeah, he's doing public endorsements. I'm doing mine for school board, and the commissioners, and the delegates. I don't really have a dog in the fight with the state side because I have an issue, so I'm not going to get into that. But yeah.
Commissioner forum with the NAACP on June 27th. Yes, it is. Yes.
What day is the 27th?
That's a Monday.
Monday I work late, so I won't be able to make that, Carlos. I would love to be there for you, bud.
That'd be the same day as the Deron Charles podcast.
Oh,
I think we're starting that one at 6:30 or 7. But based on the commissioner forum,
yeah,
I may talk to Deron to see if we can maybe move it back a half hour. So, excuse me, so everybody can tune in for that one. All right. I think we're good. We'll talk a little bit afterwards too as well.
Yeah.
Shoot the shit and go from there. It's been
thanks,
it's been a hell
Mike.
of a day, man. From audio issues. You know what I found the audio issue was? So
I would hope an IT guy at your level would be able to figure it out.
It was completely my fault. The comment section.
What did you kick the cord with your foot or something?
No, so Dev sits, he sits over here. Yeah. So I actually he's mic number 1. But I must have switched it last time, so I muted one, thinking it was going to silence his mic, but I instead silenced myself. So that was all user error right there. The comment section not populating. I don't know what the hell was going on with that. So
I hope we had a good podcast, and I hope I was transparent enough for people. Literally. I just want to say in a 30-second elevator speech here. I really am passionate about this, guys. I'm all in. I'm not lying about losing sleep. I'm not lying about having to force myself to watch a movie. getting distracted by an email where I should say, hey, I'll deal with it tomorrow. I'm new to this process. I'm new to the clerk's office once I'm elected. I'm willing to learn. That is the most important thing about what I'm about, is that I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to grow. I'm willing to use the resources I have, and I'm willing to find resources I don't have. And as much as I love Miss Hancock, what she told me last night demoralized the crap out of me. We should not have the ability as an elected leader or elected official to be able to make change. And I'll admit I was saying things I didn't know anything about. But listen, can't we pick up the phone and try? And I wasn't getting that. I just can't do anything about it. I'm not saying she didn't try. I'm not saying others didn't try. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. But let's try. I'm all in, guys. I'm all in. Look at my financial report. I'll show you guys my bank account. I'll show you guys my credit card bills. I'll show you anything. Jeez. I'm saying that I'm just saying that if people want to fact check me, I'll give you all the facts you want.
Would you release your Social Security number?
Hell no. Actually, I do have LifeLock, though.
Just curious, all right? How far are we going here?
My thing is, though, is that I am all in. Okay? I had a very productive conversation with Lisa last night. Even though Sherry took me to the woodshed, she taught me a lot. I keep going back to that because I felt like I was getting spanked. But I'm willing to learn, guys. Yes, I don't know everything. I don't have all the answers. But I'm willing to try. I'm willing to work for you. I'm willing to give some of that money back to the community from people who sorry, not people, but children who went through some of the struggles I did. And that's really what I'm about. And I appreciate Ricky for giving me the platform to speak on this. And like I said, this stuff doesn't go away. It's going to be here forever. So
I can't wait to cut it up. Pascal, send me that link too as well. Send me that link if you can. I want to take a look at
Big
this
Cat Cheeto
tonight.
Okay.
I'm not.
That's Mac's girlfriend, Miss Mary Macbeth. Yeah. Says Big Cat Cheeto's expecting great things. Oh, thanks, Mary Beth.
Appreciate it.
I love Mary Beth.
All right, let's get out of here. We'll be back live on Monday afternoon. So we'll run that one. Until then, Charles County, BNY, number love for y'all. Joseph Mank, thank you very much. Let's go and let that Bonaparte play out.
Let me know when we're off.
What's going on with you?
Yo, another day in the lab, baby. So it's always a good day.
Oh,
it's always a good day when we in the lab. You want policing to be better in your communities? The best policing that you can that can happen in any community are people that's actually from the community and that.
Once again, Rick, host BNY Podcast, now known as What Happened Week with BNY Dev. How you feeling, man?
I'm in here.
What's good, comment section? Do we drag our people down when sometimes they don't deserve it? For sure, absolutely. In this situation, this man deserves every single dragging that we can do because this is not an example of us.
But you got the angles. You got the knowledge of the game, bro.
This is where you're getting at, the IQ?
Down. Like he's telling you what's going on. He was a bad husband. He was just doing things his way. He's apologizing to his wife like, yo.
Pat ourselves on the back for that one because if you ain't give yourself awards, I mean, who is?
Yeah, no boy.
Hey.